Well, I guess that's one way to do this. But I guess screw it. Why not? I don't mind doing it this way. I don't mind this way at all.
All night long, taking my phone. All night long, all night long. I've been up all night long, all night long. Checking my phone, see if you text, see if you call. I ain't got nothing, flipping through the gram, scrolling on Twitter, swiping on Tinder. I ain't even looking at the pictures. I ain't even looking at the pictures.
Oh man, I don't know if anyone even gonna peep this. Yeah, if no one does, cool. But if people do, that's dope. But if not, it's forget. You know, I got like 20 minutes to kill, and I figured it's easier to do this instead of actually do a video to a different level. But man, you know, it's 2024. I ain't got no videos out yet. I ain't done no posts, none of that stuff yet. And I can't say that I like it, man. I don't like that I ain't put nothing out yet. And I filmed some stuff. I got some new stuff filmed, but I just haven't had time to edit nothing, man. And this is one of the first times in my life where honestly, like, I feel so busy to a point that like it's time to retire. Damn, Corey said hang it up. That's crazy. This is one of the first times in my life where I feel like the time just as of right now, at least for like another like probably like at least another or so, the timing just ain't there, and it sucks because like I want to post stuff or I want to like I got some reviews I want to make and stuff like that, but I just haven't been able to. I've been able to do it, man, and so it's just like it's just one of those things, you know. I grabbed this because like for all the people that like the shoe content, I do got these. I got two colorways of these. Believe that. I got these, and I got the new waves, which are the black and blue ones. Um, but I filmed some dope stuff for this. And arguably still someone would tell me, hey, you could use these 30 minutes to go and edit. And it just don't work like that, man. It just don't. It just don't. We got 5 people. See, that's love, honestly. Yeah. Chase Ramos, you got any Jordans? I got a couple pairs of Jordans. I got some 11s, a couple 11s. I got a couple ones. Maybe a pair of 3s. But I don't have to wear them. 11 people. This is more people than I would expect to see pop up for one of these streams. Um, but it is cool just to see the people pop through and stuff. Um, but yeah, I really feel bad, y'all, because I haven't really been able to get y'all no new content as of late. I got a dope review for these that when it does drop, I think people are going to really dig it. And if y'all don't really dig it that much, that's fine. I still think it'll be one of the dopest things I've done in a while. Um, I got like a Star Wars review thing coming out over not over this lightsaber, but over a lightsaber. So that'll be cool to end up doing that. But it's just interesting, because I've been doing YouTube stuff since I was like in the 6th grade, so like since like 2008. And when I look at um when you want to see this in action, you want me to do the Star Wars kid shit, you want to see something. I got a couple over there, I could do that. Um, but like I've been wanting to do like some new. I've been wanting to get some content out, but like as a kid, as a high school student, even as a college student, I would go long droughts, but like when I had the time, I'd make the time to get stuff done and get some stuff out. But these last handful of months, man, I don't know if it's because life just been a little bit different, for better or for worse, or what it really is. But I just haven't had the time, man, to really get nothing together and edited for you guys. I'm hoping that will change here in a couple months, because like I do have like a passion for this stuff, but passion is all good, but job's more important. And when you work as an editor and a producer or a director and stuff like, and you're always doing this stuff, and then you got to go and have the energy to do the stuff for yourself still. It don't always work out like that, man. It don't always work out like that, you know. So it's just one of those things, man. But again, maybe are you watching my stream right now? I saw my dad just texted me. That's hilarious. Well, if you're watching this, salute to you, Vincent Turner. But you know, it's just different, man. You know, I really just want to pop on here really real quick just to say, like, you know, for the people that are still like here. I mean, I've had 12 people slide through right now, and this is just a random video of me talking, and that's a lot of love. I got 9 people who are still here watching right now. It's like I appreciate that. Hey, can I get some more thumbs up? Oh, there you go. I got a second thumb. Hey, you see, you know, second thumbs up. You know, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, for the people that, like, you know, support the channel and stuff, I really do appreciate that. You know, and I do appreciate the support that way because it is refreshing. We still love D Rose around here, you know, just because we you know, focusing on these AE ones, you know. But I got a good friend. I got a good friend of mine who I won't say his name. I wonder. Actually, I'll say his name. I wonder if Sean's in here because I haven't seen. I could assume Sean maybe was in here. But if there's 13 people, Sean probably at least one of them. But him and I want to do like this Star Wars podcast thing, and you know, we gotta get some dates in the calendar. But I mean, once we get some dates in the calendar, we start popping out the content. I mean, it's gonna go crazy, big fellas. It's gonna go crazy. But you know, it's just you know, it's interesting. You know, as you get like we do it. Yo, oh damn, Sean, I didn't see you comment twice, bro. I love you too, bro. I appreciate you. That's, you know, 16 people in here. That's crazy. That, man, that's been a while, man, since I've seen that. You know, when it comes to just doing stuff like this, like, you know, it's just about finding time and editing. And I tell people all the time, it's like when you don't have a team of people to do this stuff with, it's not that like you lose any like the passion or the drive or the thrust. Can I get a shout out? Yeah, you can get a shout out. What's up? What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? My bad. MSK Pro, what's up? Shout out to you. You know, when you have people that like support your stuff and like your content, things like that, you know, I feel bad that I'm not more consistent. And every now and then I think about, like, you know, if I didn't have a job, I would make this my job. Even though I wouldn't be able to necessarily sustain myself off of that, but I would try, you know. And so it's you know, it's just an interesting thing, you know. The more and more, the longer and longer I've done this, the more and more it's interesting to try to, you know, decipher where I should go with certain things, stuff like that, you know. But you know, I did just really want to hop on here just to see, one, if some people would slide through, and two, just to kind of share you know, some thoughts. You know, you know, it's the middle of the week, and I just want to come out, you know, and do more content with you guys. Talk about just more stuff that I like and more stuff I enjoy, you know. And so it's one of those things where I feel like once I start getting going on some things, they'll be in good shape. Sean and I did a podcast test run back in, was that December? And it went really well. And so I think it's something that people are going to like. I'll make it like a podcast we're mainly going to do this a video podcast, but I'm going to try to get a thing going up on Spotify. And, you know, I forgot what the app is, or there's a platform in which you can use that can put a podcast out across multiple platforms. And that's something I will end up doing, you know. But, you know, again, everything, like I said, everything just takes time, man. And it just takes focus and dedication to it. And truthfully, I will say too, the other thing that doesn't help us, like, I tell people this all the time, that hit the like button. Hey man, what's up, Jesus Shuttlesworth? I tell people all the time, you know, that like it's one of those things where I've said that phrase so often tonight, so I apologize. But you have to, when you do this stuff full time as well, like video production type things, you have to find a way to you know, switch it up and do some new stuff that's refreshing for you. I think you have to find a way to find time to do the other stuff, especially when you're one man banding it. And the thing is, with, like, you know, I have my personal business as well as my full time job along with this. The personal business stuff, I have clients there too, and I got people I gotta do work for there, and like I still have one thing that's like it's taken me a long time to get any traction on it. Like, and usually when I've had like a spot of time like this, I would spend this 30 minutes to like go and work on that and focus on that. But it's one of those things where, you know, I'm probably gonna spend another weekend here trying to, you know, bust it out and get through it, and the weekend after that. But I just gotta find the time, man. You know, just gotta find time for stuff. Uh, and so yeah, something I want to talk about. This is why I got some people here. Just want to kind of want to air it out. And I think about I got a really good friend. Uh, I got a good friend. I was gonna say her name on here because I don't care. I'm gonna oust her. Wait, math is so confusing. It's always talking about X and Y and never you and I. That's cute. Who are you? Who are these people? I'm trying to see if I can recognize the thumbnails. I don't know who these people are, but you know, thanks for sliding through. I got this friend Angelica, and she's a very sweet, kind person, but she got a wrong opinion about something, and that wrong opinion is about physical media. Okay, who's my favorite rapper? My favorite rapper is Drake. Um, People might hate that. I also really like Kendrick Lamar. I love me some J. Cole. I just was rapping Jay-Z earlier on my way home. I was rapping Tom Ford because I got this memory like a steel trap for some things. We talking on quotes, lyrics to songs, where I bought things that I own. Steel trap. You want to ask me about, you know, some math equations, y equals mx plus b? No, I'm cool, or you know, whatever, you know. So it's kind of be like that. But yeah, is that a Drake bar on the Wizard of Oz? Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm Himmy Turner, bro. You know, because I'm him. Anyways, my friend Angelica, she always gives me shit about like physical media, right? And like I respect her opinion. She don't get it. That's cool. That's cool. But then things like today happen, and this is something that like isn't important to her, so this is never going to change her opinion about it. But I think about this physical media, right? People that like anime, and this isn't just an anime thing, but this is just a company thing. But I'm gonna use this example that happened today with anime. Sony bought this company called Funimation maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and they recently bought Crunchyroll maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and so Crunchyroll is now swallowing Funimation as a company thing, and they are officially on the digital media platforms that they have. They are getting rid of if you bought digital media. Okay, so I'm saying, like, let's say you go on the iTunes store and you buy the latest Drake song, or as my dad just texted me, Eminem. Eminem's a good rapper. I'm not, you know, I ain't gonna diss Eminem. Eminem is good. If you buy a song, if you bought something digitally, this company now has decided that all the films that people bought or animes people bought digitally through Funimation, they're losing the rights to them. Not the company, not Funimation, but you, the consumer, are losing the rights to own that product now that you bought, that you spent maybe $10, $15, $20 on. Now, some people think, well, okay, I spent $10, $15, I'm losing out on that, not a big deal. But if you think about someone that has like a whole media collection, but let's say they have it all digitally, and they bought through that service, they spent upwards of $1,000 on multitude of series. Because they had it digitally, and it wasn't a physical media purchase, excuse me, they're losing it now, and that just don't sit right with me. That just don't sit right with me. Like, you spend all this money to buy stuff digitally and to own it, and you don't own it. Isn't that crazy? You don't own it, and I think that's just messed up. That like a company can come in and do that, and when that happens, you as the consumer, you can't fight them on it, because right now there's no precedent in the law. There's nothing in the industry right now that has a standard set up to where you are able to have a pathway to fight back and get the right, or get the, you know, those digital assets back for yourself. You're just losing them. Now, alternatively, right? Because I'm just going to grab this just to show it. Alternatively, if you buy physical media, this is the Jason Bourne 4K Blu-ray box set, okay? It's got 3 films that people care about, 2 films that people don't give a damn about. This is the Criterion Collection of Malcolm X. You buy this one time, and now this is mine. If I want to get rid of it, I can sell it. I can sell it and make money off of it, or maybe not make money off of it, but recoup some of what I spent. I'm not gonna make money on this. I could sell it and make some money back. But they can't come into my house and take this away from me. They can't remove access from me and say, well, you don't have the rights to it anymore. No, I bought it physically. I have it. And that's the type of thing that I think is so infuriating, because I feel like people are dealing with that and going through this right now, and we're having a lot of conversations and discussions about, oh, digital media is so much. Like, the best thing about digital media is it doesn't take up space. Okay? That's the best thing about digital media. Whether we're talking books, music, movies. I'm not going to get into art and NFTs and stuff like that, because I think that's just stupid. Like, that's, I mean, you think you own a Mona Lisa, but big fella, no, you don't. Like, you could, whatever. But it's just the thing that, like, I don't think people fully understand and appreciate it until they have something that's lost. Controversial topic, but I'm just gonna say it because I'm thinking about I think about my friends too often. But I'm thinking about my friends right now, and I'm thinking about, like, how much some of my friends were like Taylor Swift. Okay, and Taylor, of course, had this whole thing that's happened the last, like, couple of years, where she wanted to get the rights back to her masters for stuff, but because the music industry is horrible, she couldn't get the rights to it. So what she did was she re-recorded her albums. Okay, in the process of re-recording her albums, what Taylor did then was she re-recorded albums and has the rights to those masters and all that stuff. Okay, now I'm not saying it's a big deal, but let's just play along with this for a second. Some of these songs that she has re-recorded do not sound like her original recordings, and sound ever so slightly off, a little bit different. Okay, you don't want to stream them because you don't want to not support her and X, Y, and Z, and I get that. However, if you own a physical copy of her original soundtracks, you will never lose access to that media, and you will always have those original recordings of hers, and you can listen to them and enjoy them for what they originally were, and not feel the guilt of, like, oh, no money is going to Taylor, X, Y, and Z. And I'm not saying I feel the guilt. I'm not saying that people need to feel guilt either, but I'm just saying that some people do, and I don't blame people they do, because they want to support their fans. I mean, they want to support an artist how they want to support them. Cool. But the point I'm making, though, is that, like, when you have a thing like this, or you have media, and then sometimes there are things happen where media gets lost. A great example of it would be with Star Wars. Star Wars, for example, you have episodes 4, 5, and 6, or A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, or actually the Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Those original versions of those films, you can only get those films on physical media now, and you can only get them. Well, you can get them. I'm talking through legal means. Let's not get into like the illegal means, but only through legal means can you get that currently on a DVD from the 2006 release, and those 2006 releases are stripped from the Laserdisc. And so my thing with that really comes down to the idea that, like, if this is what people are like, if that's the only way you can, or you might have the Laserdisc, the actual Laserdisc. Maybe you have the last, like, VHS release. That's another option. But my whole point of this is that, like, some media is lost to time. And there'll be some people that argue and go, well, does it really matter if that the media is lost to time? That's the argument of opinion. But what I'm talking about is, like, the factuality of, like, there are things that are just going to be lost, and people will never get back, and that's just what it is, But again, it's not a horrible thing. I mean, sorry, it's not it's not a thing that, like, you only have one choice right now. Like, the thing is, you can go out, you can buy physical media. Every anime that I really like, I bought physically, because I don't want to not have access to it whenever I want, with the dub I want, or with the sub, or any of those things. But when you leave it up to streaming, or you leave it to digital media, it's just unfortunate. So that was something, actually, too. I think that's partially why I started this live stream. I was over here vibing out to some anime music and stuff like that, but I changed it to my buddy Cameron, because I know I won't get no copyright claims on his stuff. Because I just want someone playing in the background. But yeah, no, it's an interesting thing, Another thing I want to talk about let's talk about Daredevil real quick before I get off of here. Let me let the boys know that I'll be dropping into the war zone with them here in a bit. Let's see here. Uh, oh, um, huh. Sorry, y'all. Um, so my thing is that like when it comes to Daredevil, that's what I'm talking about. Daredevil. I will tell people right now, if you're on Twitter, avoid that shit. Avoid this shit like the plague. I just got spoiled on something, and I'm hoping they're filming alternate pieces, like with the intent to um, throw off the people who are there filming. Like I literally saw an entire scene filmed today. I was, and I could hear the dialogue. I could hear. Now I said avoid spoilers, but I'm gonna tell y'all. Spoiler alert. I could hear Foggy's lines. I could hear what Foggy was saying. He was on a phone call about. I'm not gonna say what it was. I'm not gonna say what type of doctor it was. It was. I'm not gonna say. But like, that's just insane. And then they showed the whole scene because even Daredevil shows up and it's this whole thing and like it just kind of blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie, it really did just blow my mind. And so, with that being the case, I'm very happy to see that Daredevil has gone on this big reshoot, rescripting route because that's amazing. Alternatively, I can't believe that all these leaks are coming out. Like, there's just people filming from the set. But then, I will say, all the leaks are coming out because of the fact that they're filming in an actual on location. It's not in a studio. It's not on a sound stage. And that's dope, actually. Oh, that was loud. Sorry. That's dope. I like that. But like, it's easy for stuff like this to happen with spoilers. So, I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to think while I got some time still. I'll say leak. I need a max win. That's hilarious. I something else I think too. This is worth talking to you guys about. Why I got you. Let's talk about some Star Wars stuff. Um, a pet peeve I have about current Star Wars, and Sean knows if he's still here, he knows I feel this way. I think he feels the same way. So you'll probably hear his opinion again if anyone checks out the Star Wars stream. All two of you that are here currently, or people that will watch this later. The Mandalorian and Grogu officially coming out 2026. Okay, cool. Why can't we name it something else? Why do we have to name it that? You don't have any other name. Why are we so like? And this is me being a huge hypocrite. I mean, not hypocrite, but just me being a huge like stickler. But why it feels so creatively bankrupt? There's no other name that you can name the film besides The Mandalorian and Grogu. What's the story about? What's the themes? What's the plot? What are the story beats? Let me know those things, and then let's take the story and just sit with it for like 10, 20 minutes. I want to spend the first 10 minutes just thinking to ourselves. We can jot down. And if someone wants to break the silence because they need to, that's cool. And let's throw out some titles that aren't the name of the characters. It's not the worst thing, but it just is so, I just don't get it, man. Like, we got The Mandalorian. We have Ahsoka. We have Andor. Andor is actually the only show that I don't have an issue with that with, if I'm being honest. We have The Bad Batch. Okay. And I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting what the show. Okay, but then we have on this hand, we have Skeleton Crew, Tales of the Jedi, Visions, Clone Wars Season 2. Fine, I'll add those to the list. But I'm going off of like Disney Plus stuff. Kenobi. Sorry, I almost forgot it, I guess. and then the Book of Boba Fett, which is 6. But those 6 series, the Book of Boba Fett is at least a little bit more creative. But it's like y'all really couldn't come up with like another name. Like you had to just name it after the show or after the character. Like it's just one of those things that like I really can't see the reason why. Excuse me. I just can't see the reasoning why. Like The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Rogue One. I'm not going to count Solo. And to clarify, it's because I don't like Solo. I'm just not going to count it like title wise. The Clone Wars movie, Ewok the Battle for Endor, Caravan of Courage. My point is, you would name it other things besides the characters. Like I don't know. It even like I almost would rather take Star Wars, call it something the child, and like it all depends what the plot is going to be about. Like, and again, it's something that like I could sit here for a second and try to think it through real quick for you guys and to give an example. But it's like Ahsoka, I would probably rename it something like I would almost I feel more comfortable calling it like parody or something like that. Like call it um like something that has a relation to not just Ahsoka, but Balin and Shin and Morgan Elsbeth and Thrawn and Star Wars: A Long Journey Home. Isn't that something like Star Trek, the Long Voyage Home or something like that? That's like the 6th Star Trek film or something like that. But it's like there's gotta be other names, bro. There just has to be. Andor, I feel like I should just say it because since I brought it up. Andor, I'm okay with it being named Andor because at its core, it's about Cassian Andor. And in a different world, if Star Wars Rebels didn't exist, then I think you would have called it Star Wars Rebellion. But I think Star Wars Rebellion is too close to Star Wars Rebels. But, and the thing is, if they had called it Rebellion, they could have made it more of an anthology series where they kept on building upon different people from the Rebel Alliance during the time between episodes 3 and 4. You could have carried it in between 4 and 5. There was a comic book series called Star Wars Rebellion that took place after the Star Wars comic book series called Star Wars Empire. Empire ran for 40 issues. And then Rebellion ran for like 16. It was a Dark Horse comic from 2004 to 2007. And then from 2007 to 2009, maybe? I can't remember for certain. But either way, Andor, I can live with Andor being named the way it is. This is one of the other things I actually from the review for. It's just Force Effects Elite Luke Skywalker lightsaber. And I also from the review for a different Luke Skywalker lightsaber with it. And that's, again, something that needs to get edited. Again, it's just one of those things where you just kind of sit back. You just kind of go well, at some point I'll get to you guys, I suppose. But, it is what it is. Star Wars just needs to find some better name for stuff. I got 2 more topics I know I kind of want to just kind of randomly talk about with you guys. And I'll just kind of do that here briefly. Because I'm going to end on the shoe stuff. But what I want to talk about first is the fact that there is this big thing going on right now in Japan with these illegal scanlations. And I don't know if anyone here in the comments is or who's here still watching knows anything about that stuff. But in Japan recently, what happened is you have a weekly Show and Jump issue that comes out every week. A new issue of Jump comes out, and in that issue of Jump is a bunch of manga chapters of current series. Okay, officially, from what I remember and understand, a weekly Show and Jump like this one, for example, comes out on a Monday in Japan, and then it's in America. It's or maybe it's the other way around. I forget, but like it comes out in America on Sundays. Okay, and so on Sunday we receive the our digital version of Weekly Show and Jump through the Show and Jump app, and it's all translated and stuff like that. Okay, however, however, around Monday of the following week, usually for the last like couple of years or so, there has been people who get access to the magazine early. And the people who get access to the magazine early then post pictures and scanlations of these chapters. And when they do that, leaks for the chapter come out a week prior to their official release. So, because of that, fans then are are chopping at the bit to get any information about what's currently happening in the manga as fast as possible. And because in Japan of how this happens, how this works out, people then are waiting to get these answers and these responses to things like see the continuation of their series. Okay, and so it's been happening for a while now. Well, they've gotten all snitched out, and so it's finally falling apart. And the people who were doing that were arrested. And basically, the way that people were doing this was that, like, how it would happen is, okay, so this is a physical magazine, right? So this physical magazine, they start shipping them out to stores all across the country the week prior. So stores start receiving the magazine that's for that week. So if I like, let's say today's Wednesday, and so the chapters come out on Sunday. I'm receiving the magazine like maybe today, or maybe I received it on Monday. And so I have it so that when Sunday rolls around, I can put the new magazine on my newsstands so people can buy it. But so some people were taking photos and uploading stuff, and some were getting early scans. That's how we were basically like, so today's Wednesday. So yesterday we would have had like we would have had like people already talking about the chapters that come out on Sunday. So all this is falling apart right now. And the thing is, it's hilarious. It's hilarious to see people scrambling online. These sites are getting taken down. People are saying their goodbyes. People are trying to defend other accounts by naming themselves the same name as the accounts on Twitter. X. But it's just hilarious, man. And I just can't help but get a good laugh out of it, because it's like, if I have to wait all the way until Sunday to actually get the chapter, and like most of us do, that's fine. Like it's not a huge deal. If I have to wait till Thursday or Friday like we used to, still not a huge deal. But what I've always have found that is interesting is that we as a fan base, ever since, oh man, when was it been? 2008, 2009? Maybe 2007? It's either 2008 or 2009, I think, that I've been reading these manga series weekly. And so I remember back when the way I would read the latest chapters for series was through this YouTube account that would take the panels and then like animate them ever so slightly and have the translation so you could read the chapter, and that was how I would do it. And then put music to it, and honestly, it was a really cool way to read the chapters. Like I remember that's how I read the Naruto Pain arc. I remember reading that when Naruto went spoilers, transformed into Six Tails and Hinata confessed her love for him and all that stuff, and Naruto showing the village getting flattened. That was the moment where I saw the village get flattened. I was like, it felt like I felt devastated about that, and so I was like, man. I was like, well, I have to keep reading now, and so that's where I started like doing this stuff. But so as time has gone along, the industry in America and even other places in the world has found ways to start to speed up the way they do stuff. So we used to have a physical monthly Shonen Jump magazine that came out in America, which actually I have one of these over here, so I'm just gonna grab it. Shit, I know my friend Chris is out here probably watching this, so I'm gonna do something that's just funny for the joke for myself. The people that know what this magazine itself meant to me and what happened when I received this magazine in the mail and did a video for it. Oh man, that's a whole different story. But this is the last physical issue of Monthly Shonen Jump right here, and I think I still even have the Yu-Gi-Oh card in here. Yeah, number 30, Acid Golden of Destruction, which is funny because I don't know why I didn't take this out. But yeah, we would get this monthly, and it was behind, but so at this point it was still super far behind. So I was like, I'm just going to still read I'm just gonna read the scanlations, because I don't want to be this far behind. But then when I went to digital, it was like maybe like a week or two behind. I can't exactly remember because that was what Shonen Jump Alpha was all about. Because Alpha's whole thing was that yeah, you can start reading 100 plus 20 pages of manga a week on Shonen Jump Alpha. You're reading new story arcs of Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Plus, you're being introduced to new manga like Bakuman. That's right, because Bakuman was still going on at this point. Wow. That's interesting. So yeah, basically this is their whole first jump to making it to where, okay, you're going to get the chapters basically like, a week or two after they come out officially in Japan. And so at that point, we were still ahead. Then at one point, they started releasing them at the same time as Japan. And so that was really cool because I'm like, wow, we got the official release, same time as Japan. So we're getting these good translations, all sorts of stuff. It was dope. But then, scanlations, people were like, no, we still got to crack the code. And so now, this is the closest we've ever been to where we are getting it officially the same time as Japan. But the people who own shops are releasing them quicker. And they're releasing them quicker because of them being in the stores. Now, I will say now, all that being said, I still am kind of weirded out by how the processes work because there's a part of me that goes, well, why not just make the nationwide release date sooner? But I guess the idea of shipping copies there, like, I'm thinking about it like that. Like, I mean, here in America, for example, working at a shoe store, we have Jordans come out on Saturday, right? If we have Jordans that are coming out or dropping on Saturday, or any shoe that's dropping on a Saturday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, whatever day it is, if shoes are dropping that day, they're going to be sold in store. We usually have those shoes available by the prior week at the latest. Earliest might be like a handful of weeks out. So I say that it should be easier than what it is, but like, I don't know, you have to ramp up your infrastructure to get stuff. But then there's a part of me that goes, man, you got the high-speed rail in Japan, man. Y'all figure it out. Man, your Pony Express should be able to figure it out. And so, like, I don't know if we would ever be able to like time it that way. But the whole point of why I'm saying all this is that it's just really interesting seeing people really crack down. So we'll see the police crack down on this in Japan, and just seeing how all this is like unfolding on Twitter and seeing people talk about it and all that stuff. So like that was hilarious to me, and so it's been funny seeing that stuff. And this is something too that like I love to find out more about this and find out so much more to the point where I can like do like a documentary on it because it's just interesting to me. Because as an industry, I think about, I'm really curious on how much are the scanlations hurting the publication. And I'd also want to know like how many people are physically subscribed to the magazine in Japan and so on and so forth. Because my next thought goes, if you're physically subscribed to the magazine, you should get the magazine early, period. And that's just my thought as like, because that should be the point of it. Like, if this is the April issue, but I should get this in March because I'm subscribed. But now when it's a weekly magazine, then like, okay, I should be like, a week prior or something like that. But I don't know. That's all maybe makes too much sense, or maybe it's like too convoluted. Who knows? But I'm getting closer to my buddy's going to hop on the game. I think I actually just realized that I think he's on now. He's messaging me, but I won't talk about these shoes, man, because some shoes like these AE1s, believe that, the With Love colorway. It's a dope shoe, man. And it's been a long time since I've had an Adidas shoe, basketball shoe, a, a new Adidas basketball shoe that isn't part of the Rose line impressed me this much. Um, the Harden Sevens last year I thought were dope, and honestly, these are actually quite similar. But I didn't play a super ton in those Harden Sevens, so who knows? But the traction on these I like more than the Harden Sevens. I mean, you can see from this list from here. I mean, it's an aggressive traction pattern. This, herringbone inspired. It makes me think of wave bone because of the directions that it heads in. And then it has jet boost in the midsole. These are dope, man. And I love seeing Adidas have a new shoe that people like, and that people really enjoy. I am kind of frustrated that there's multiple colorways of the Sunshine 3s, which looks like it's going to be Derek's last shoe with them, that is just not available anywhere, like stateside. And if you look at overseas, I mean, I could buy them, but I'm not trying to drop $200 on a shoe, man. I'm just not. I'm just not. Could I? Every now and then, but all time? No, I just can't do it. I can't justify it. I justify a lot of other stupid purchases. A lot. But my whole thing too is it's not like I'm saying I don't want to pay Adidas for the shoes. No, the money's not even going to Adidas. The money is going to a reseller. And the thing is, though, I'm appreciative of the resellers for the Roses because there'd be no other way right now. Even when I've reached out to marketers before, I've had some help, which has been appreciative, but it's just not easy to get, and to some degree that kind of kills, it kind of killed to some degree my momentum to want to do anything back in October to do a D-Rose sneaker challenge at the time. Come here, Ray. This is Ray. What's up? She's purring, but she look like she got her ears back. She's like a little bat. She's a little bat. But the thing that I have a hard time with is it's the money's not even going to Adidas. I'm putting money into a reseller's pocket. And I don't understand why in this day and age there can't be a stock of a certain shoe to where I can purchase it and it comes directly from the company, and maybe sure it's from their Hong Kong facility or maybe it's from X or Y facility. I'm complaining about an industry that I don't fully understand in terms of shipping and distribution and all that stuff. So my complaints, of course, are going to be what they are, but it's just kind of frustrating. And again, I don't need any more shoes. I have tons of shoes, but as a collector, that's the problem. I'm a collector. I have multiple lightsabers just sitting out over here on this shelf as a display. I got a Mandalorian helmet over there. I got all the Star Wars stuff. I get all my manga, my anime. But that also goes back to the physical media. I like having my physical media. So, I want to provide you guys with these reviews. But then the other thing too is there's a part of me where I think even creatively, not to say that I myself am creatively bankrupt. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say is that without the use of other people or some more expensive equipment to potentially track me, I saw something on TikTok that is something I can connect my phone up to, and it will allow me to see the rotation of stuff for it'll allow me to see the rotation of stuff for or the rotation, sorry, it will track where you move, and it's a little thing, but it works with your phone, and that's fine. I could do it with my phone. I'm snobby to a degree. I'd rather use my Black Magic or something like that. But it's just hard to want to do stuff when you don't have anyone else to collaborate with, and honestly too, sometimes my whole thing is editing is something that I am just so burnt out on. I've been doing my own editing for stuff ever since I was ever since I started doing YouTube. That was 2008. So it's been over 10 years now at this point, and it's not my thing I'm passionate about. I personally like directing more. I don't mind being in front of camera. I don't mind talking to you guys like I'm doing right now. Like this is cool. Like I've been doing this for years now at this point. Um, but it's just so hard and so difficult, to do all these things and to be able to try to do all this stuff while maintaining a full time job and stuff like that. But I complain. I digress. I have some really cool stuff to show you guys with these. I actually just because I think I'm not sure who all here really cares to see this, but I have some photos of it on my phone, and so I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff with it. Just 'cause I think for the people that might see this, they might want to peep the game later. But like, this isn't this isn't from Adidas. This is some stuff that I was doing. Same with this image, and same with I'm not sure if this is a little video. You might be able to see something there. That's off a monitor. Um, that's just me spinning, I think, this Astro tube or the Stereo tube around behind the shoe. Does this show it? Let's see here. No. Oh, maybe. Yeah, here's a little something. Like, I want to do some cooler stuff for these reviews because I know how to do this stuff. Like, this other stuff is cool and it's more unique than me saying, "What's up, everybody? Crazy Black 108 here, and I'm back in our video. Today, guys, we're going to take a look at the Adidas AE1s in the With Love colorway. I'll let you guys know why I think this shoe is super dope. Like, I can do that. That's simple. Like that's not bad. I can tell you that, about the upper. I can tell you about, the little heel cup piece here. It looks like carbon fiber. It's not. I can tell you about the insole. I can tell you about the jet boost. I can tell you about the traction. I can do all that stuff. And that's cool. And like, it fills a need. And like, people do like hearing my content, do like hearing from me. But for me, creatively, I sit back and I'm like, it's not the phrase that I almost said was below me, but that's not the thing. It's not below me, but it's a thing of like, when you have the vision and the ability to put it into action and do something more unique, why not do it? And especially when I get to work with people like some of my good friends, like my buddy John Bass. I don't know why I just said his whole name out there, but salute to him. Him and I over the holidays, we filmed some of this stuff. And it looks great, but I got to go in and edit it, and I got to go in and take out the, some of the fishing line and stuff like that. But, like, when it's all done, looks super dope. But stuff just takes time, and time is not something that we always have. You think that you have more time with people sometimes, and you don't. And sometimes you think people will continue to give you their time and spend time with you, and then they don't too, so it's like stuff can be hard. And so I say all this to say that, like, I really do appreciate everyone who comes out and supports my channel. I just appreciate all the love that people show and the commenting and the liking and stuff and sharing of stuff. Like, it really does mean a lot to me, even if I haven't been on here in months to really post anything. I don't think I think the last video I posted may have been that purple mattress review, which is more of like a joke for me. But even when I think back on it, I think I did that in April of last year. And then the other thing too, I don't talk about it much, but like, and the thing is, at some point in my life, I want to believe that I won't be saying this. But man, I just be going through stuff. Like, I just have unfortunate things happen between me and friends or a relationship, or family. Family usually is pretty solid though, for the most part. And no one's ever thankfully not dealing with people being sick and stuff like that. And so praise to God for that. But outside of being just busy with work and stuff like that too, life just has things that, are weighing on me and drain me and stuff like that. And I don't always have somebody that's able to help me get stuff done or help me create a space in which my mind has time to rest, but it also has time to get back on its grind and focus, And so, with that being said, I just want to get some content out to you guys, I want to share stuff with you and have you guys watch stuff, and enjoy that. So, yeah, I mean, I really enjoy spending time with you guys on this channel and stuff. I literally just noticed that, the comment section has not been updating, and that is insane. Dave, what's up? fight the streaming overlords. You underestimate corporate America's willingness to come into your home and take that away from you. Susan would not be held back until she remixes again. Spoiler, he's blind, I'm sorry. The Mandalorian title sucks. Thank you, Dave, it does. Guy in Silver Green, baby. Adventures in Babysitting in Space. I'm happy you guys are having fun. Mando against Mandalorian. How did I miss all this? Bro, you don't know how much love I got for you, dog. Been here since the D-Rose reviews. All I gotta say is thank you for the memories, bro. See, stuff like that, like, I appreciate that. Like, that's, like, real love. Neil Gaines part. What's up, Chris? The man Sean. You gotta relax. Hey, yo, how many shoes do you have? You know, I just had this conversation about how I had this friend of mine that we talked about how many shoes I have, and I told her I don't know how many shoes I have, but I told her, like, I can name them all, though, I'm pretty certain. So I named like 290 pairs of shoes, and then after I did that, I finally was like, we went out and looked at the shoes, and I like forgot about 15 or 20 of them. So yeah, but Chris, you know, physical media is king. Dave, I don't know why the comment section wasn't updating. I was looking here, so like, man, I got 3 people in here, but ain't no one saying nothing. That's kind of crazy. 219 was what I thought I had. I counted like about 15 more, so I have like 300 something. And then like with both of these, I don't think I had these at the time, so I have like 312 or something like that, somewhere around there. It's a lot. It's a lot. But Alan, speak of the Crunchyroll situation. Chris, I was here early. That's actually something I talked about earlier, bro. Was I was talking about the Crunchyroll stuff because, like, I'm not sure if you were here when Chris, you know what this is. I'm not sure if you were here earlier when I talked about it, but the Crunchyroll stuff, that's why I was talking about physical media. And that's one of the things that inspired me to hop on here tonight before I jump into the war zone with some friends, is that, like, it makes absolutely no sense. Crunchyroll shouldn't. The fact that Crunchyroll is doing this and that Sony really is doing this just as crazy, you know? It's like I don't get it. But like, and also too though, Chris, just because while you're here, but before you hop off, and for anyone else that doesn't know about this, some deep YouTube lore. Back in like, well, he still does content, so I'm not even gonna say that. But there's this guy named B-Dub, the anime master, with a Toshiba mother laptop. All right. Crunchyroll doesn't have the entire. Yeah, that's the thing. It's weird because Crunchyroll, like, okay, that's part of the whole thing. They're celebrating Dragon Ball. Okay, I'm tangenting because I want to respond back to Chris, but like, let me kind of paint this other picture for you guys with this stuff real quick, and then I'll go back to beat up the anime master. So Crunchyroll, the other crazy thing about it is Crunchyroll is a streaming service, does not have the access and the rights to every single series that Funimation has access to. So, for example, if you have a Funimation Now account and you have a Crunchyroll account, they technically are owned by the same company. They technically should have all the same content right now because they're twilighting one service, and they've been in the process of doing that for a long time. And now they're officially really fully doing it. Funimation has all of Dragon Ball. So you have Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Dragon Ball Super, the movies. All that stuff is on Funimation. But on Crunchyroll, they don't have all that. They have Super, but they don't have anything else. And Funimation has the dub and the sub. Over the course of this year, Crunchyroll is going to start putting out on their service all these other series in dub and sub. But the thing is, it's like, you know, it's just weird. You're going to end up removing, stuff where you tell people like, oh, okay, you can't end up like having these services anymore, but now it's going. So I saw there's this guy, B-Dub, the anime master. He's got this really catchy song that opens all his videos. You know, B-Dub, the anime master. That's a good throwback. But I saw him do a video about that today, and I started to watch his video, and I saw that he was talking about the fact that like Crunchyroll is super slow on physical releases. And it's true. Because if you think about it, if your whole platform model was digital, and now you have the opportunity to do some physical media stuff, because that's what Funimation was doing, so on and so forth, and you got Sony, you would think, oh yeah, let's still do physical media. But no, because there seems to be this concept that people think of like, well, if I don't keep it on digital only, then people will go buy the physical media and they'll unsubscribe. And I need to see a survey. I need to see like a nationwide survey done for Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Paramount Plus, you name the streaming service, Crunchyroll, and tell me how many people stay subscribed after buying a physical media copy of the thing that's only available on the streaming service. I would bet you that everyone still stays subscribed. Not everyone, sorry, but like most people still stay subscribed. Like I bet you, because the thing is, I don't go and buy, this is Universal, this is maybe it's Universal Films for this, and so that means that, I don't know, I'm gonna say that, like, let's say this is a film that was made by Netflix, okay? Yes, if I keep my Netflix subscription, I pay the $20 a month, I always have access to that movie. Hopefully. And so let's say, hopefully, I'll have access to that movie. In the event that physical media, event that they pull from the service, wherever the case happens, now I no longer have access to it. But my thing is this, physical streaming services really operate like cable right now anyway. So the incentive to have a streaming service truly should come from a place of like, I want to watch this thing whenever I want to, / I want to be able to see this new content come out as soon as it's released. That's what the thought should be, right? But it's just weird. And let me read Chris's comments real quick. Anime being gatekeep to digital. Sorry, it's going away. Anime being gatekeep to digital platforms honestly worse. Like, bro, physical media is what kept stuff alive for companies. Sure, it doesn't sell as much, but it's still necessary for such a niche market. Exactly that. There's companies like, Chris, is it Discotech Media? I think that's who it is. That they do all these big bulk releases of things like Sonic X, all these old, like, random anime series. They do these physical releases because people will buy these physical releases, and they're cheaper than most stuff because, like, you'll buy, like, it'll be standard definition on a Blu-ray disc. And what that means is that what you're getting isn't in full, like, 1080p, but what you're receiving is more episodes on a bulk disc, so that they can cut down the cost of how many Blu-ray discs they need to put into the package, because they can slap a ton of episodes on it, because a Blu-ray disc can be anywhere from 25 gigabytes to 50 gigabytes, to then you go to 4Ks, it's like 100 gigabytes, all that stuff. Nobody can ever see those shows again unless someone found a way to pirate them. And that's the thing. At this point, we're at a stage in which pirating isn't, I don't like pirating, but I'm hard pressed to fight anyone who pirates something when there's no way to get it legally in your country. Series like Zatch Bell, for example, it's been in anime and manga rights hell forever, because there's no one that's actually like, there's no official licensor for them anymore, and we don't even know who has a license. It could still be Viz. It could be somebody else. We don't know. But that series has a cult following. It has people who are interested in it. It has people that would gladly want to watch this series / buy this manga. But no one's doing it but no one has the ability to do it because there's no legal way to do it. And so that just like creates a huge, it kind of creates, like, in a sense, like a vacuum for it. And so it's just one of those things that's like really weird. But again, the Funimation and the Crunchyroll thing is just a little ridiculous. What's up, Jada? It's just a little ridiculous. You get Burger King? Is that Arby's? You'll be listening. When it comes to like to Funimation, the Crunchyroll thing, again, is just such a weird thing, and it sucks because when it comes to anime, keeping stuff on digital only and not ever doing physical media releases is gonna be a pain in the butt. Like, for example, I don't buy anime super often anymore. But see, Arby's ain't. See, for me, Chris, if it was Burger King, I'd feel more some type of way. Arby's, I can still mess with. But when it comes to like this physical media stuff, it's just one of those things where it's like, I truly do not understand like how people think this is going to be good for us overall. Like, I'm really hoping that Attack on Titan just finished, right? I was planning on buying Attack on Titan complete series box set. Burger King used to be valid until the late 2000s. Exactly, but we're in 2024. Burger King ain't been valid in a minute, big fella. And so like, I just was hoping to buy this as on a physical box set, and they probably will still do it, but I'm not holding my breath. It's even like ever since Crunchyroll got the license, or Crunchyroll now like overtook Funimation, and we have something like One Piece, for example. One Piece on one end, what we've had something very good happening is that you have all the streaming stuff. What's up?
It was Arby's.
It was Arby's. See, look, yeah, see, Arby's is good. Arby's is a good option. Burger King is.
I won't take that discredit towards Burger King. They've got.
You want to fit them on live?
They have one good thing.
Yeah, but also you want to get the.
Well, they had one good. It changed. It's not as good as it used to.
The chicken sandwich.
No, the spicy chicken.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
It's different.
The man, look, down in Lincoln, we had a Burger King. They closed after he left. You know, it's been tragic ever since. That's all I gotta say. You know, people lost their job. Yeah, you didn't like that. But you know, it's Arby's is good. Crazy Blackman living up to his name. I see. Hey, Chris. Hey, bro. All I'm saying, bro, is that like it's better than you would expect it to be, dog. It's better than you expected to be. But it's just so weird to see like this revert and stuff because like the thing I was saying about One Piece is One Piece has had an amazing thing happen with the anime where they have been speeding that stuff up crazy. Like I feel like it's at this point right now, I honestly would say to you that by the end of this year, there would be the weird opportunity for One Piece to potentially do a simulcast dub where you have dub episodes come out 2 to 3 weeks later. And I say that, and they've said no official things about that or nothing like that. But the thing is, they keep dropping like 14 or 13 to 15 episodes every couple months, and we are close. We're only one. We're not even. We're one arc behind technically right now, but Japan just got to Egghead. We're in Wano, and we're at the big climactic fight. But like I think we're gonna get like Luffy's new transformation before like next before maybe like fall, and like stuff like that is cool. But then you look at the physical media side. They still haven't finished releasing Whole Cake Island, and Whole Cake Island is before Wano. So like that's just to give you like an idea, Chris. Let's see, Arby's is good. It's better than nothing. So the man trying to convince others. You see the tear rolling down. What I got the glory tear going on, Chris. I got that one tear going down. One Piece simulcast dub sounds so exhausting to be honest. Okay, like if I was in the booth. And if I was the ADR director, yeah, that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds like something that I personally don't think I would want to have to endure. But on one side of things, though, I think what would be interesting is with an ongoing series like One Piece to see how they would manage doing a simul dub, because they'll never do an actual simul dub for it, and they'll never do anything that's super close to where it's like I think because you'd have to imagine you'd be booking people for weekly episodes practically at that point. But the thing is, if One Piece is growing and is doing what it needs to, then maybe it's profitable to do it that way. But I would imagine that we'll get caught up, and what will happen is it will be a thing where it's like, okay, we're going to be a month behind in episodes. And so the dub they'll, because then you could imagine they come in for, a session, they record lines for that month's worth of episodes. And so like we're only like a month behind. So we're like only 4 to 8 episodes behind, which would be dope. I mean, and that's again, I could see that happening because if I look at like the production timeline of stuff, it's possible. But who knows? But the whole point of what I'm saying is like Crunchyroll really doesn't have a physical media release for it, and without having, and they don't keep their physical media release up to date, and it's just interesting because we're at the point now where it's like, I don't get it. I don't get why you don't push it out more. But there's also the argument like they're still doing the Voyage box sets, and the Voyage box is only 13 episodes. So you have One Piece season 13, Voyage 5. One Piece season 13, Voyage 6, 7, 8, 9. Like so, like it unless you've been buying the Voyage box sets, people don't usually buy them. I think they'll buy the One Piece collections that have 2 voyages in one. So you get, if it's 13 episodes of box set, you're gonna actually get 26 episodes of box set. Whatever. But all this being said, the physical media stuff. I could go on a rant about it forever, Chris. Like I said, I told you about before you popped up in the chat, but I went on the run again about it. And I think I'm about to hop off here because I think it's almost time for me to join the fellas in the zone. About to wrap up the stream. Wrap up. Hey yo. Um, but uh, but yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. My hope when it comes to the physical media stuff is that we are going to get like another year down the line or so, and once we get another year or two down the line, the whole like, oh, it's basically just cable again thing will happen, and then people will be mad and they'll go, you know what? I'd rather go get my physical media stuff, and it will kind of backfire. But then, maybe we'll be back to the way it should be. I'm trying to go back and look and see some of your comments because I missed some stuff that you said. Like, bro, physical media is what kept stuff alive for these companies. Sure, it doesn't sell as much. Okay, what scares me is what's happening with Warner Bros. And Disney, removing whole shows and banishing them to the shadow realm. Nobody can ever see those shows again unless someone found a way to pirate them. Piracy is a failure of a service to provide. It should be no reason companies are ditching shows for tax write-offs than writing about subscribers lost. And that's actually where I'm going to end this conversation on that real quick, and then I'm going to go hop on the game with them. But you're absolutely right, Chris. I am sick of seeing that happen because, right now I work in in an advertising industry, and like that's something that like I enjoy because it helps me to continue to progress my skill sets in ways when it comes to like editing and filming and stuff like that. And so that's all great. But like again, my real passion, my real interest lies in like the film industry more so with making films, features, TV shows, commercials, X, Y, and Z, so on and so forth. Okay. But I think about that and I go, okay, so you mean to tell me that I can go work on a film for 4 to 5 months of my life because I'm through Warner Brothers Entertainment, and they paid. They're the production company for the movie, and a distributor for it. And they decide that, well, we watched the movie, we don't think it's going to be very good, so we're going to just box it away. Think Disney Vault. We put movies in the vault to take them out, but we're never taking them out. We're putting them away, and we're using as a write-off because we want to make our investors and our stakeholders more money. What a hell! What a dystopia! What a dystopian type future to live in, because it's just like that's awful. I I have projects from school that my friends and I did. There's one project in particular that we did that we never actually fully edited and stuff like that. And I don't think anyone would really care to see it at this point. But the point I bring this up, though, is because at least we still have access to all the footage. We can do whatever we want with it whenever we want. These companies, like you think about the people who worked on, the crew that worked on Batgirl, they'll never see that movie. They only have some of their dailies that maybe they saved at home on their computer through a circumstance of things, but they don't have access to it. Never see it light of day. You think about streaming services, and like you think about shows on there that get pulled because they don't want to keep it on there for whatever reason. And sometimes it's legality of like they want to write it off, and so they remove it, and then the show is lost to time. But then you have other things like you have some shows that just like don't have a physical media release, and they're older shows, and they have a streaming service, but for some reason they're pulling them, and you're just like, why? And so when stuff like that happens, it's just really weird, it's just really weird, and it just really sucks. And I think as an art form, that's horrible, and I just hate that like we have to kind of live with that as like our current, that is how things are. But I want to hope and believe that at some point some of this stuff will see the light of day again. But as stuff sits right now, it just doesn't seem like the case, And the thing is, like, we could say it out loud, like, we want not the Barbie, we want the Batgirl movie, we want to see it, or we don't want to see it, or it was really bad. Maybe it was really bad, but I just still think it's so horrible that like all that control is in the hands of this company, and it can be used as a write-off. The Wile E. Coyote movie that was supposed to come out versus Acme or Acme. I can't remember the actual company's name, but that was like what the film was going to be about, and the fact that like that's being shopped around right now to some other companies. Right, Chris. It's probably awful, but it's the principle of the matter. I'm here to stand on business, all right. And what I'm saying is that that's messed up. Like, thank you, Chris. It's just one of those things that like it doesn't make any sense for the industry to be going this way, and it all comes back to greed and corporate greed, and the fact that like the problem is that we have board members who are invested in the company's stakeholders, which I get it. They're the ones that help provide money to the company. You have you're a public company on the stock exchange market. So I get it. Like the numbers, the math has to be mathing, but man, this is art at the end of the day, guys, and like it's not always about that to some degree. And not only that, like if you really cared, I mean, Matt Damon talked about it recently, I think, on his Hot Ones interview, about how the DVD used to be a huge. What's up, Danny? The DVD used to be a huge contributor to the to what made films be successful, because you'd have your box office release here, okay, and then you'd have it goes like to your dollar theaters and stuff, and then you have it go here to back to the home video. And on a home video, you knew that you were going to make a lot of money on that because people were going to buy this film to watch it because that was the means to it. But this is a problem again now where you have the streaming services. The streaming service is where it goes now, and it's where it goes to die. Because then it depends on how many watches it's getting, so on and so forth. Like, and look, I know what I understand from the people I've worked with. I know from the friends I have that work in the industry too, that I talk with them about this stuff all the time. I got friends that like work in some of these, that work in some of these like bigger companies that like I've had these discussions with. And even like I've had some discussions like with even like some people when you go to conventions, you run into the right person at the convention, you have conversations about like how stuff is shaped, how what the pipeline, the process is. And it just sucks to see it going this way. It just sucks to see these things going about this way, Then the home video sales carried smaller and mid-budget films, to be honest. Yeah, they did. Home video sales, TV rights, all those things played a role in recouping. Streaming killed all that. And honestly, that's a failure to the contract structure. Shame to see that gutted. Fewer people willing to take risk, and it sucks. And you're right, Danny, it does, and it's something that, when we look back on it, like a lot of things, I think we make decisions for the wrong reasons, and we have the wrong people and the wrong things in power that dictate those things, and they think they either they're doing it usually from a place of corporate greed, because again, Warner Brothers, their stockholders and stuff make more money if you go that route with it. And like I say all this, and if I had an opportunity to do a film with Warner Brothers, I'm not saying I'm going to do it because like where I would be at in my life, I would like that might be a great opportunity. I hope it's good enough so they don't want to shelve it, But it's just one of those things, man. And so it's just interesting seeing how all this stuff is going to go and play out. I've been buying a lot of physical media with the Best Buy stuff. I purchased a lot of 4K Blu-rays every time they've had these sales because Best Buy is getting out of the physical media. So like this last week, I bought 2 4K Blu-rays on a sale they had because I got them for like a total like $10. And one of them was the original Battlestar Galactica TV movie pilot that launched the original series back in the 80s. I think it was the 80s, yeah. And so I bought that on 4K Blu-ray. And then I bought Kick-Ass 2 on 4K Blu-ray. I'll be honest, I have no clue I'm going to watch those movies. I have a whole list of stuff of movies that like I'm supposed to watch and stuff, but like it's one of those things where it's like I have all this stuff, I have the means to be able to watch it like whenever I want, and there will come a day or a time where I'll be like, yeah, like I want to watch this thing right now. And I'll probably do that, which would be cool. But until that day comes, I'm not going to be doing it necessarily anytime soon. Um, but the thing is, by the time I might make the decision and want to do that, I wouldn't have it. You know, Best Buy's starting to liquidate their games too. Oh, it's coming. Best Buy. Sorry, I think I said Best Buy. Then Xbox is starting to become non-existent on store shelves in the gaming section, and most Best Buy's been shrinking. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too. I mean, Chris, I think I saw you post something on Twitter about how you had your new video coming out about or you had a new video coming out. I don't know if it was the one that we talked about you doing, but if it was, we will be seated. But the whole Xbox thing in itself too, it's like these companies. I think about it as corporate greed because where my mindset really goes is I want to know what do you really need. Like my dad talks with me all the time about this, and I'm not going to say he's wrong about this with me. And if you're still watching this, then salute to you, Vincent Turner. But the whole concept of when is enough enough? Like when do you look at like what you're doing, what these companies are making, and when is enough enough? But unfortunately, the gap between enough and enough, or no, like the gap between, I forgot how the phrase goes. But basically, the gap is always moving. The bar is always going to move, and it's always going to keep progressing forward because in the process of that, damn, there's a 45-minute update. RIP. I guess I should have checked this a while ago. 23 gigabytes. Yo, can't stand me some Call of Duty, man. They got this shit all messed up. I'm gonna try to repo. I'm gonna try to reposition. Let's go try plugging into a computer that has a Wi-Fi. It has an Ethernet cable into it. Chris, let me see. Honestly, we all played a role in this happening. This is all our fault. The digital is way too convenient for gaming. Yeah, bro, the video's live now. Oh, okay, dope. I'll have to go check it out. Enough is enough because what used to be enough is now the new baseline. And with so many external factors, bar keeps rising. Yeah, I mean, I just also think too it's the thing that like these people, they get a taste of all this money and they go like, oh man, this is awesome, like I love this, and then their whole approach to it is like, but what if, and stand by with me for a second, what if we made even more? And you're like, but don't you make enough as it is? Like, why do you need to make even more? And they're like, yeah, well, you see, we need to make even more because, well, I don't really have a reason, but like I just know I want to make more, so we want to make more, and it just sucks. It's like why is that the way it's going? 35 gigabyte download. I'm glad my download speed's much faster than my upload speed, but damn, that's something. Let me see. Life is great, but it could be better. Oh, wait. It's like, what do you just name it? Yeah. Well, life is good, but it could be better. He means profits. No, straight up. Warner Brothers, that was a self-reflection moment. Having to update PS5 says 45 minutes, 45 gigs. I'm trying PC. But, it is just unfortunate because you want to be able to like, you just want to be able to like enjoy these things that you like and have it just be something that like makes sense to do, and that you don't sit there and like absolutely hate. So it's just a pain, and I don't know if the pain point ever grows or changes. Damn. I feel it. Shit. If the fellas ain't gonna hop on the game, I'm about to say I'll keep this stream going. Or actually, if the fellas will hop on the game, maybe I'll go edit something. Man, maybe I could keep editing some things while talking with y'all. It's just is just so weird because I just don't get it, Like, it's just weird that we are in this position now, and there's no one that's able to stand up and make a stance with it. But the thing is that like, because the thing I think too is like some of these decisions that are made. It's like, yo, if you went about this a different way, you would probably be more profitable. Like the profit's going to keep coming if you go about doing it correctly, you know? And that's like that will make the big difference. Yeah, my download speed going crazy because my mouse, I got 7 gigabytes left of an 11 gigabyte download currently. If I can't release a video, so can you. Hey, Chris, man, from my own heart, you speaking the true words to me, bro. Yeah, the problem is that like so Chris, I'll tell you right now, this not me, I got canceled. What what did you mean by that? But Chris, I'll tell you like this is, and Dave, if you're still here and you see this, this is a hard drive right here that has a bunch of like 6K red footage on it that John want to shoot anamorphic because I mean it looks cool. So John, I'm not talking shit. Damn, it's a big thing. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Chris. What did I miss, Denny? When did you get canceled? Companies are always reactive, not proactive, and very rarely do you have someone who can balance being creative and drive profits. Yeah, I mean, it does seem to be one of those things where it's like people just aren't effective in that way, which just kind of sucks. Uh, Black Magic camera. Out on the streets need the footage. Black Magic camera. All my camera equipment is actually still at the office currently because we were supposed to have a shoot today, and I dropped it off. Yes, 2 days ago to do prep for it. So, but I can still talk to you about it. Animorphs. I love those books. Danny, why'd you get canceled? Tell us that. Um, my so hold on a second. No, okay, so Chris, Blackmagic camera. So my Blackmagic camera is the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro. Basically, it's like a DSLR body shape cinema camera, but it's not like a cinema camera like an Amira, for example, or like a Ursa Mini, or anything like that. Um, on Discord. And so my Black Magic I use for my Black Magic I use for a lot of the shoots I do on different productions. If it's good enough for like what needs to be done or like what type of like little ads we're doing. If we're doing a bigger fuller scale production, the Black Magic is never like an A cam. It's always like a B, a C, a D cam. And then like we'll use like the Amira for example as like your A cam. Um, and so, you know, in the process of all that, uh, it's my cat's tearing up my chair, and she's just always you get a good stretch in there. Don't do it to the hoodie. Wait, hold up, little knee. Hold up. I didn't even say that. Hold up. So the Black Magic, like it's a good camera to use. Like so if you've seen Chris any of like my reviews I've done, or even like the music video stuff I did on AT Productions that I shared with you, that was all shot with the Black Magic. The PB the Dawn video shot with on Black Magic. My most recent like performance shoe reviews that I did on the outdoor basketball court shot on a Black Magic. Where was one of those shot on the Ursa? On Carter's Ursa, it might have been. So there's stuff like that. And okay, Danny's telling us why he got canceled. Let's find out. I said Katamara wasn't man hated like that, and my view count plummeted. Oh dang, it's all about irrational here on MCU YouTube. No room for nuance. Never got to climb it again. Either everything is great or it's a disaster. Then came Ezra's helmet. I'm so Star Wars ingrained that Danny, when I read Ezra's helmet, I immediately thought of Ezra Bridger and Rebels and the helmets that he would take. I'm pretty sure talking about the Flash. So, yeah. What's crazy about the Marvels is that I feel like the Marvels is is the Marvels was a film that, like, it's interesting. I think it's one of the first MCU movies I didn't see in theaters. I think it is the first MCU film that I haven't seen in theaters in years because um I had saw pretty much everything. I saw internals. We didn't. I mean, COVID was happening here, but like, it's funny, Chris. I think you mentioned how you never saw Tenet in IMAX, and I saw Tenet in IMAX with a mask on. You know, the theater was open here, so I did get to see it, but it was a packed. Well, it wasn't packed theater, but like there was no one around. So it just was interesting, to realize like I saw. I guess I didn't see Black Widow in theaters. I guess I didn't see Black Widow in theaters. I didn't see Thor Ragnarok in theaters. So like there has been MCU movies that I didn't see in theaters, but for the most part, I've seen most MCU films in theaters. But the Marvels I just didn't go see, and it just I mean I don't necessarily regret it, but it's what it is. Um, that's the most savage thing Danny said. I have no desire to watch the Marvels because it looks so bland. It's a piece in a universe rather than being a film. So there's this guy on YouTube, Chris. You probably heard him before, Cosmonaut Marcus, or Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I probably saw one of his videos pulled up here. I was listening to. I was back. Hilariously enough, hold on a second. Let me flip this camera around. I told you I was watching B Dub's video. Um, so the Cosmo Marquis was talking about the movie, or talk. He was talking um, about the Marvels, and he said, after watching the bad Secret Invasion, which I couldn't believe how bad that show was. He was surprised that they didn't mention anything with it in the Marvels, like some of the stuff, some of the things like spoiler alert. And I'll say it again just real quick in case anyone cares. Nick Fury having a wife wasn't even mentioned in that show. I mean, the movie. It's just weird. Only ones that didn't see Black Widow and the Marvels caught the bootleg of Widow though. Eternals where it needed to be a series. It definitely needed to be, bro. Shield got that instead. LOL. The visual and scope were insane. I still go back and look at screenshots. Honestly, in all time, I say this that like I think I may have liked Internals more because of the company I had with me because I really I don't know, the gal that I went with, she's a good person, a good friend. And I think that just kind of helped. It helped with my enjoyment of the film because she really gets in the movies, and so when she's so like engaged with it, and I'm also like engaged with it, it just like makes it just like I enjoy Eternals, but Eternals like I haven't watched it since, so I don't know if I still would like it. But that movie covered a lot of ground, and it was interesting to say the least how much like stuff was going on. Well, that's what the MCU feels so disjointed. Everything just seems so random and disconnected. I was kind of talking about that a little bit earlier, but I mainly was talking about. It's coming to me. I'm remembering it. Daredevil. I finished Brotherhood today. I hope you're. Grace, I am proud of you. That's dope. I think I don't know if I told you that I had finished Dark Disciple. Child of Grace for having her life changed. um, Dark Disciple was so good that I actually think I will end up doing a review for it because it was just that good. Um, but then I was like, man, did I like this book so much because it felt like an episode of Clone Wars? And is that why, or is it because it's set during the Clone Wars? It's what characters I know, blah, all that stuff. So I haven't. I was almost going to go and read Brotherhood next, but I didn't because I was like, no, I should take a break in between. But I'm happy for you. Your favorite book to I cried on a train. Yeah, no. Grace? Did you listen to the audiobook for it, or did you read it? I forgot because I just listened to the audiobook for it, and I can still feel it right here in my chest. I teared up and I cried. I was walking around my house while I was listening to it, and I was just like. Like, shit really hit. COVID not allow the cohesion of Marvel Studios. Hope they can regain footing. Oh, Marvel can regain footing too. Like, it's just,
Look, the writer's strike. I'm glad it happened. Well, okay. I got a crazy black man theory for y'all real quick. It involves Daredevil because I was talking about this earlier, but I didn't talk about this theory I have. So, as we're led to believe right now, based off the leaks and the leaked scripts, Daredevil Born Again originally was not going to be a natural continuation of the prior series. And it was going to be its new own thing that kind of act like they accepted the old stuff, but really didn't. And that was supposed to be the whole thing. And people like Foggy and Karen aren't coming back. This is stupid. This is dumb. Blah 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 blah. Well, the writer's strike happened. The actor's strike happened. So we paused filming for a long time. They just started filming maybe like a week or two ago in New York. And yesterday and today, stuff came out from the sets and the filming for it. And so, one, the leaks from set are insane because I literally watched an entire scene from that show. I watched the scene with Foggy talking on the phone, and the scene with Karen and Matt come out of this place, and they're talking, and Matt and Foggy have some sort of exchange, and he goes on, and then there's a scene where a certain villain comes up and says hello to one of the other of those characters, and you see him with a gun, and then Daredevil shows up. So I watched this whole scene, right? And what is interesting to me is that everyone was like, oh, Karen and Foggy weren't coming back, and they weren't going to bring him back, blah, 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 and Bullseye wasn't going to come back, and so-and-so wasn't coming back. And I'm not saying that's 100% not true, but I also feel like they were told not to say anything, because what would be interesting, and this is something I think, like, I just would find, like, ironic, is that if Foggy, Karen, all of them do come back, well, they are coming back, but they're coming back just to die. Hey, yo, bro, like, you're right, Chris. They went from killing them both off screen and bringing them back to still kill them off. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. And I think they're filmed. So I'm gonna say some like potential set photo spoiler stuff, real quick, because I think it's important. The image I saw today was of Karen with blood splattered on her face. And so the thought I had in my head was, I was like, is that Foggy's blood? Whose blood is that? Next up, are they filming alternative scenes because of how crazy these leaks are, so they can throw people off? Because that would be smart, but it is what it is. They're gonna lean on the street level heroes to try and garner goodwill while trying to build a story around them and maybe Spidey, which exhausts me if true, because I just want Spider-Man to be solo. Oh yeah, Karen different by Bone. They went from for real. Grace, yes, audiobook. I started Shadow Sif right after jumping around. Shadow Sif, I hope you enjoy it. I can't remember, Grace, if you don't like Rise of Skywalker to the same level that I don't like Rise of Skywalker, but I've always heard that Shadow Sif makes Rise of Skywalker better. Cool. Great. I hear it does, and I hope it does, and I will read it to find out, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Well, if Spidey needs a team up at this point, it makes more sense than the Avengers, at least, but he really needs at least one movie solo to find himself. So, I have an interesting thought, and I'm just going to say it here, because I may have said before, but Chris and Danny, and Grace too, if you have an opinion on it, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on, I really think that the perfect Spider-Man trilogy number 2 with Tom Holland arc is literally so painfully obvious, but I don't know if they'll do it. So there's a part of me that really thinks that, you could go a couple ways about it. You could either up the importance about Kingpin, or you could downplay his importance, or whatever it is you want to do. You can build up to it. You can go a lot of different routes. I think if you really give it some time, Spider-Man 4 is Spider-Man and Daredevil teaming up to take down Kingpin. And I say that because I think it would be more interesting I'm reserving comment on Star sequels to keep the fragile peace. good, good, good. When it comes to Spider-Man 4, I feel like, to me, here's what I would do. And I have some ability to say, like, I would be willing to, like, defer to other people and make changes to the story. But if you gave me creative reins and control, Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6 would cover an arc that would mainly be Spider-Man 4 about Peter going down the route of trying to take down Kingpin and team up with the street heroes to do it, and really developing a relationship with Matt Murdock and with Daredevil. Okay, and the process of doing that, the big climactic fight would be against Kingpin, and Peter doesn't have to be the one to finish him off, or he does, or I don't know. Like, you'd have to figure out however you want to go with that. But that's where I see that going. Okay. But I also would end that film with the post-credit scene being the fact that, like, he gets the symbiote, okay? Because we know it. They're going to do Venom again at some point. There's just no way they don't, okay? And I'll catch back up on these comments here in a second. But so they'll do that. Then Spider-Man 5, I would have the villain be someone like Craven. And the reason why I would go that route is because I would want to spend Spider-Man 5 with Peter having the black suit for all the film. Oh, also, I'd introduce Black Cat in Spider-Man 4. If you must bring MJ into Spider-Man 4, she would be there, but she would be in some scenes, but she wouldn't be sort of really important role because Peter would be keeping himself away because of the identity stuff and all that stuff. But then the idea would be that he would lean on someone like Black Cat and someone like Matt as the two different poles for him. Black Cat is more jaded in her approach per se, and the romance between them would lure Peter down that route. And then Matt would be, he's a good Catholic boy, he'd be trying to, bless me for if I have sinned, Father, I'm not asking forgiveness for what I did, I'm asking forgiveness for what I'm about to do. You would go that route, but you'd have to cast someone that has really good chemistry, like Zendaya, to make it like worthwhile. But Black Cat would be there in that capacity. So that's like the fourth film. The fifth film with Craven and Black Suit, and the thing is, you'd have Black Suit Spider-Man the entire movie. No Venom, just Black Suit Spider-Man the entire movie. You could do, like, I guess, The Last Hunt type of an adaptation or something like that. Involve Black Cat still. Again, it's this morality period thing, but then by the end of that, having Black Cat, now, the prior film, we called her, like, she was too morally gray, but now she is obviously more of a good guard post for Peter because where the path is going down and the lengths he's going to take down someone like Craven, or even take down like someone like, let's say you bring Scorpion back in or something like that, or a little extreme. But I don't know exactly how you wrap that story up, but eventually, you have your final fights Craven, boom, the movie ends, blah, blah, blah. He goes to get rid of the suit, and he has that whole arc where he cleanses himself of it because he realizes he's washing himself of his sins, type of thing, and again, I think Matt, though, is a key piece in all this because I like the Spider-Man and Daredevil friendship, and I think you utilize people's love for Daredevil and for Charlie Cox and his portrayal of Daredevil and Matt to kind of solidify that together and to help the overarching story, but then the sixth film is actually Venom, and it's Peter versus Venom, and Venom hooks on to Eddie Brock, maybe, and I don't know if you want to use Eddie Brock or if you want to do something different, but like my thought basically would be is that if you bring back in, Eddie Brock, I thought there was something I thought about back when I watched these movies more recently. I had it more in my head because I remembered all the plot lines, but there was something that I had in my mind where it was like Eddie wrote that book about Peter, about all of his experiences with Peter and this person and stuff, whatever. But after Peter made the wish, I think my thought was like, well, him making the wish, now the book that Eddie wrote, everyone thinks he's a liar. He made it up. No one likes it. So it ruined his life and it ruined his career. It ruined his career to go to college and all that. And so now he has a job at the Bugle and he's downbeat. But then he runs into Peter, and because of this strange loophole, he recognizes Peter. And this slowly starts to unround the spell that's Strange enacted back in No Way Home. And in the process of this, Peter is starting to try to actually live his life, trying to gain his footing in school and stuff like that, and he's kind of back to like an even keel. And somehow that whole thing comes undone. But in the process of that, though, Eddie gets in the symbiote, the Venom fight. I'd have to mesh it out. I mean, I'd have to really story beat it out much better than this. But my thought is that like you have 3 films to really do a good job telling this story and to really build Peter up to something somewhere instead of just jumping. And so yeah, I just feel like you could do something with it. They're going to try for another trilogy, but I don't think Tom will last. They'll bring in Miles, and he'll be a new Spidey. Yeah, that's the part I kind of left out of these ideas. Is that like I think somewhere in there though I do introduce Miles, and even if it is like I don't want to have Peter die at the hands of Venom, but like or something because I don't want to kill Peter, but I also don't think Tom wants to do it that long. So I mean I don't know. There's thoughts there. We ain't gonna get an adult Spider-Man doing Spidey stuff. They're gonna make events out of every movie now. First movie, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Spidey. Next movie, probably introduce Miles. Third, we'll have them both swinging and Peter retires. I can see that. Sony rushing to do a live-action Miles Morales movie may complicate that. Yeah, Zendaya too big to ignore. She will have a supporting role, and their chemistry is so strong in No Way Home. And then they'd have a great Daredevil-sized Spider-Man crossover comic where they took down Fisk. Could be a fun adaptation. Right. Black Cat and Murdoch in the same room could be awkward. Consider. Oh. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the awkwardness. Hopefully it's just symbiote for a movie and no Venom. Biggest issue for Raimi Man 3 and the Insomniac game. I still haven't beat Spider-Man 2, and that's another thing where it's like I could go upstairs and play that now, but like I just haven't gotten very far in it. Although the game handled pretty well, but the game has like 3 times the length of a movie. Yeah, movie gotta let that simmer. Not sure studios have the patience though. Every Spider movie tries to rush everything into one movie. I'm like, yo, relax, plan this stuff out. Unfortunately, they can't give the license. Agreed, Danny. They don't have patience to build. Giving the license to me is BS, though. You can plan it out. Like, I'm not gonna talk about the Star Wars stuff. I'm not gonna talk about Star Wars stuff. I'm not gonna talk about Star Wars stuff. But you can plan it out. And the thing is, people care more for a slightly planned out, or at least, again, to me, my whole thing is this: what I just labeled to you guys for Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. If you use that and then you expand upon it, but at least gives you a roadmap, and your idea is we're going to sit with these things for a while. Like, I think that makes sense. You have to let stuff sit there and grow and develop and let it build to where you want to go. Kathleen Kennedy! That's why I'm grateful James Gunn was able to do what he did with his trilogy. Yeah, I agree. Even though, like, he claims that, like, he didn't like how they used the characters in the Infinity War and in the Endgame. You know, I will talk about that because I just was reading down when we were talking about that earlier. I had a lot of faith in the Lando series because I thought, while we have Billy D, nothing would be cooler than to have like a series where every episode opens up with, I didn't see you there. I'm Lando Calrissian. And these are the Calrissian Chronicles. For today's journey, we're going to do X, Y, or Z. And so it's building on him doing what he did in Solo, where he was recording the Calrissian Chronicles, but he's doing them now post Rise of Skywalker. And I think you wouldn't have revealed this until later, but I think part of the reason why he's recording these stories is because, one, he has fun doing it, but two, if they ever were to find his daughter, and if they make Jaina his daughter, fine. But if they were to find his daughter, it would be really cool for her to have these stories of her father to go back and watch and listen to, because she didn't get to have her father because of her getting kidnapped or whatever. So I was really looking forward to it being that. And I'm not saying it's not going to be like that anymore, but like I would be really curious to see how that would turn out. Yeah, honestly, he ain't wrong. They did make Quill out to be. This is it's timing out. Let's see what this says. They did make Quill to be really incompetent in Infinity War and Endgame when he's actually not that. I didn't notice it until rewatching Guardians movies and being like, oh, yeah, that's true. That's accurate. Like I think James Gunn said like Peter would have never attacked Thanos on I almost said Tython, that's a Star Wars planet. Whatever planet it was they were on. When he brought you throw another moon to me, I'm gonna lose it. I'm also almost done with Andor. It piqued my interest after episode 5 and 6. LOL. I'm glad that you're getting more into Andor, Grace, and you have to let me know what you think once you finish it. There's something. Did I send you that Snapchat earlier? I can't remember if I did or if I didn't. If I didn't, I'll forward it to you or something because I think I saved it. What's this say? I'm just sticking with my books and leaving it at that. Yeah, Danny, Danny, I know you and I are forever going to be on opposite sides of the fence for some pieces of Star Wars, and that's okay because I understand. I mean, because as Anakin said in episode 19 of season 5 of the Clone Wars, the final episode of season 5, originally the final episode of the series. I know what it's like wanting to walk away from the Order, and Ahsoka's like, I know. And I'd say, I mean, I know what it's like to want to just stick with the old books and let it be that because there are times that I kind of feel, I can say I feel similarly. Andor is a slow burn show, but it's growing. I feel it's more like a show and not an amusement park. God, sound like a grumpy. No, you're fine. Like I said this to people about Andor all the time, and Chris, I don't know, we really talked about it much during Ahsoka's release, but Trent and I talked about this a lot. Yeah, the Eye episode with the raid, I rewatched the raid, so good. They ain't crazy for at least not watching the Ahsoka episodes because yeah, Danny. Well, at least we can all agree Crystal Star is trash. Yo, Crystal Star is the worst. It has to be the absolute worst Star Wars novel they ever made. I will not say. I'm staying 10 toes down. Crystal Star is pure, unadulterated trash. You triggered me, and I commend you for it. You triggered me. Crystal Star is so bad. Anyway. Yeah, see, I knew that he didn't like Ahsoka still, okay, but Adam didn't have all this. Star Wars Resistance is a show that I watched so I could save the rest of you all from having to watch it, okay? Resistance is a show that exists. It exists. I don't ever tell anyone to watch it. If you want to see what a T-85 X-Wing... Wait, no. He goes T-65 and then T-70s and then T-70s. So I think it's a T-80. If you ever want to see what a T-80 X-Wing looks like, it's really cool. It's really cool. So, but I want to talk about this whole Andor thing real quick. Andor is very, very good. Show me an adult where Ahsoka hurts you. Andor is very, very good. But Andor is a plague on the Star Wars community to some degree. Because people think Andor is what all Star Wars needs to be. And I was talking this about Trent, and Trent was like, man, Ahsoka starts off slow. The first episode of Ahsoka... They released the first 2 episodes on the first, on the release night, and then episode 3 was like, these episodes were slow. And I was like, honestly, though, if we compare this to Andor, Andor's just as slow. And I said, I'm like, Andor released the first 3 episodes on the same day for a reason. They gave you the whole first arc of the show for a reason. Okay? It's slow. It is slow, and but it's really, really good. And it's a slow burn. It's like you can go and you can take food out, you can season it, and you can throw it on the oven right, or on the skillet or whatever, the grill right then and there. You could also take food out, season it, put it in a bag, put some other sauce on, let it marinate for a bit, put it in the refrigerator, take it out the next day, throw it on, grill, saute it a little bit, then throw it back in the pan, and then put it in the oven, and then plate it properly. Like, you could do all that. Like, all that would be great. And that's really great content. And the food tastes amazing. But I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that for everything. And so it's a difference thing. And like, and I put it like this. I got friends who really like. I just have a lot of friends even that like I got one friend that like he'll die on the hill that like everything like needs to be more like Andor. And what people don't understand is like there's a thing in art, there's a thing in video, there's a thing in all stuff where it's like people will watch something and they'll be like, man, this thing bothers me. They're like, this sucks. Then they'll harp on it, but that's not actually the thing that's bothering them. What's bothering them is something else. And so what to me that is the overarching story or the overarching character development for certain characters. I think those things. Hello, friend. You bought your toy, Rose. When it comes to those things, I think that makes a difference. And so I feel like Andor really takes its time to get going, but once it gets going, like, you're engaged. And the reason why you're engaged is because the characters are interesting, their motivations are well written, and you really overall care about what's happening. So like, that's cool, that makes sense. But when you try to make that, I mean, like, but my point of this is that though is that like, just because some things are more like Ahsoka as a show was more on the mystic side, and then some things were like there are things that people are complaining about, like the characters aren't, it's a slow burn, characters aren't being developed well enough. I'm like, guys, one, it's not that much of a slow burn. It's just that like when you look at actually like the run times too, I'm like we're not even Andor has the longest run times and the longest episode count of any other Star Wars show. Period. And I like Andor a lot, but like I don't know. I think I've said to people that like my Star Wars ranking for Disney Plus shows goes. I'll say what it is in a second. Let me look and catch up with these comments. I got disconnected for a second. Okay. Listen, Ahsoka's annoying during the early Clone Wars stuff, but not anymore. So now all Star Wars content should be like Star Wars. However, it shows what Star Wars could be if you let them cook good shit and not remind me of Glub Shido constantly. I have thoughts. Andor feels like a piece of media rather than churned out content. Look, if I want Thrawn, I'll read the trilogy. Nah, Danny is right. Thrawn ain't menacing this new canon. He was more of a menace in Rebels. But even then, he's like lukewarm. Sometimes all you want is a nice dollar menu cheeseburger. Agreed. Andor made me think more. The other series were more, we know what could happen because we've seen the characters before. I can agree with that, Grace. Andor is Ruth Chris, brochure. Boba Fett is TV dinner. Objectively, I find Andor to be the strongest show. The other stuff is definitely more Star Warsy, but mixed in the terms of storytelling. In terms of filmmaking, yeah, Andor is obviously like the top of the best show. Grace, I think you make a good point with Chris, the Glup Shido thing. There's definitely more Star Wars, but yeah, mixed in terms of stuff, yeah. Glup Shido gets a lot of flack, okay? Because people want to act like, and you, Chris, at least in some of our conversations, want to act like, and I want to make sure, I'll think, yeah, you can talk about you. You and other people act like that's all the main stuff that happens, and it's just like, oh, this episode happened. Then look who walked in. Hey guys, I'm here. Da-da-da-da-da. It's not always like that. Mando made it feel that way. Mando season 3. It's me. I don't hate anything Star Wars, but Crystal Star is up there, but Mando. Season 3 was bad. Like, season 3 was like was not good. Or it was not enjoyable for me. Like, season 3 was really crazy. And that's the thing. Like I'm not gonna say Mando season 3 wasn't that. But like for example, I'm gonna say something like Glepshido is a term. I'm glad I didn't cry. Are you crying out the tears of Danny's Babylon 5? Or are you crying out the tears of me talking about, oh, yes, I'm talking about you! Saw Glepshido on screen and all my dreams came true. You gotta chill. No, my thing is that, like, technically, Glepshido is any random ass Star Wars character that no one really knows the name of. Andor has tons of Glepshido moments. And my thing about it, though, as to why I think that's so cool, is because, again, I think people say when you make the galaxy feel small. Sure, but there are some characters that you just should run into when it comes to how dare you say his name? How dare you stand where he stood? There are some characters that when they pop up, it's good that they pop up again. You know, Cassian's friend, and it's not Mimic, Nimic. Is it Nimic? Cassian's friend on the Arcana 5 base. He's the guy, he's a friend of Cassian's in Rogue One. Like, that's a super, and he's a Glepshido. I don't even know his name. I can't remember his name right now. I might have said it right. I could have said the wrong name, but I don't remember his name right now. That's a Glepshido. That's a cool piece to have tied in. Mon Mothma showing up isn't a Glepshido per se, because, I mean, it's a bigger name. She's a main character, blah, blah, blah. But you know who is a Glepshido? Admiral Yaloran showing up in Andor. That's a Glepshido that makes total sense because he's head of the ISB. So for him to show up makes total sense given what they're doing. And that's the type of moments where I'm like, that stuff is good and that stuff makes sense. And if that stuff didn't happen, it would feel unrealistic. Okay? Like Mando Ahsoka. Danny, you haven't watched it, so I don't care if you. I mean, I can't imagine you care if I spoil anything because you don't care. But this is just a disclaimer. In Ahsoka, you know, when they're when all this man saying there's levels and layers to this, you know what we meant. What do you mean, you people, though? You know what we meant. All men agree to equal. Black History Month. No, like, my thing is that, like, in Ahsoka, it's really cool, kind of weird, though, but really cool, the scene on Coruscant when they... Oh, my God, Danny, really? I did so much fun Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. So okay, honestly, that makes me so happy. Because I am happy to hear that for you. Because truly, that shit's so dope. That shit is so dope, and I'm glad you had fun at that. Because if you didn't, that would have hurt my heart for you. I would have wanted to come up there and call up Giannis and shake the Zeke, dude. I didn't pre-order it because this is going to pre-order tomorrow, and honestly, I don't got the money to pre-order this right now. But I have to pull this up because. The Z95 is being released as a 3 3/4 inch vehicle, and I'm pumped for it. So okay, yeah. But anyway, I was talking about Ahsoka, and on the episode on Coruscant, you have Akbar, you have who else was on that trial? Mon Mothma. You had Kaz's father, which is crazy because Kaz Xiono, whose dad was Senator Xiono, who's from Star Wars Resistance, Chris. Anyway, they're all there, and then having 3PO show up on behalf of Leia to deliver this message makes total sense. It is super cool, and that should happen. Having Hera show up and then her son Jason show up and Jason be around her makes sense because, like, where else would your son be while now you're this general? Like, those different pieces, like, that makes sense. There's been a couple times where I've been like, certain people shouldn't show up, or like, certain, it doesn't make sense that, like, so-and-so isn't here, or why don't you mention so and so and X, Y, and Z. So it's just kind of like weird. And Chris, like you're absolutely right in terms of like Marvel definitely has so much more glove shit-o moments because Marvel has gotten to the point where it's like, hey, look at that person. You know that person from that one thing that you watched that one time. Yeah, but we're not going to acknowledge that actually. We're just going to act like it didn't happen. We're just not going to talk about it. Even though it's important to the story, right? It's just rubs me the wrong way. Um, hey, yeah, that's lit. Yeah. All I hear is damage control. Look, hey, man, look. Chris, I'm going to do this right now just because you're doing this, I'm going to go on Disney Plus, and I'm going to count how many episodes of Star Wars Resistance I feel. I was looking at Lucasfilm Jobs earlier. I go to type in Disney. I go and type in Disney, and all it did was bring me up Disney careers. Lucasfilm was hiring directors right now. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so go to Star Wars. Right, we go here. Bow. Let's go down. Let's go. That's originals. I don't want originals. I want Star Wars timeline order. There we go. Because if I go in this way, I should get the Resistance. Bam, Star Wars Resistance, baby. It's 2 seasons, okay? Season 1, episode 1. Glove show. Who the hell came up? I can't remember. It was someone tweeted that out a while ago. I just watched Star Wars Explain's video talking about his love for Biggs Darklighter today, and he said the person who came up with the tweet. But this first episode, in production of the co-produced Rogue Squadron. Hey, chill. The Recruit Part 1, The Recruit Part 2. The Recruit Part 1 is worthwhile. Part 2, I don't really care for. There's 1 episode. Signal from Sector 6. That's worthwhile. That's 2 episodes. That's because, again, I'm literally naming all the episodes that have Poe in it with Kaz. Station Theta Black. Okay, there's 3 episodes. And then Descent, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of the 21 season episode, I think 7 episodes from season 1 of Resistance are actually like good and enjoyable episodes. Oscar Isaac came back to voice Poe in these episodes. It's pretty cool. Okay, now in season 2, you got maybe 1, 2. And 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, did I really find 7 episodes in here? I'm dragging it. It's not 6. We'll say it's 5. So a total of like 12 episodes that are worthwhile to watch. What you gonna cook, Chris? You making You making some burgers, making some steak. What's on the menu, big fella? There's maybe like 5 or 7 or 6 episodes, or 12 episodes I think in total from almost 40 episodes of content that's worthwhile. Actually, wait, this is 40 episodes worth of content. That's worthwhile to watch. I mean, or I think like have pieces that are really meaningful. I just season 2. I just remember the show didn't really feel like it was super connected, but it was fun. They're fine. It's fine content. I honestly don't know what I would rather watch. Would I rather watch Resistance or go watch the Ewoks TV show? Now I know that's, again, doesn't speak highly of those episodes, but it is what it is. You said you're going to cook. Probably turkey and rice, keep it low-key. Nice. I want Zack Snyder's Star Wars movie to turn out to have been an over-the-top nature documentary about the Ewoks show like 300. I mean, it would have been better than Rebel Moon. I will say, too, I don't know if y'all felt this way, but I was so happy, and that's maybe too strong a word, so I don't want to prey on people's downfall, but I was satisfied to hear that that what he wanted to do for Star Wars, they didn't do, and then he went to Netflix and he did it, and it's bad. It's bad. So like, spare me. Yeah, Rebel Moon, just like spare me. Like, I can't be asked. Disney Plus has a Sabine's Loft Cat, 2 hours and 7 minute long Help babysits the band's love cabin while she explores the galaxy. Relax Arcadia with Star Wars ambience. Composed by Kevin Kiner, Sean Kiner, Dina Kiner. I've never seen this before. I'm just going to play this. Oh, we're going to make sure our audio is off. But I'm curious to see this visuals. Is it just 2 hours of the Loaf Cat? That's hilarious. It's just a sleeping Loaf Cat. It's just lo-fi music, pretty much. This has to be the most expensive thing to just randomly have on a streaming service for literally. This is 2 hours. Does it do anything interesting? I'm trying to look and see. No, it never even opens up its eyes. Never even does anything. That's okay. That's whatever. I was low-key looking forward to it. Then he pulled that true. Yeah, okay, and I don't like to talk about creators for anything because you never know where your life will lead. But I don't get it. It really is frustrating because it's I have to explain to people all the time. It's oh, he's doing a director's cut. It's you don't need a director's cut for everything. Netflix gave you total control. So why do you need a director's cut? It's just frustrating. I just don't get it. Well, that's my thing. It's it's one thing to even come out and admit and say well, we just know people know me now for director's cuts, and so it's part of our marketing. Look, I'd be cool if you're being honest. If you're honest about it, I ain't gonna trip. But you're not being honest about it. It's just kind of it just feels like you're kind of, I don't know. It just feels really weird. I'm just kind of wishing things would be just ever so different, but it's not. So I smell his own farts. It's the problem. Now see, I didn't say that. The guy who got canceled said that. So if y'all want to cancel him again for that, that's hateful. But y'all do what you gotta do, man. But I didn't say that. He said it. I just repeated the words that he said. They're trying to ape off the Snyder Cut success. Yeah, I could see that. And it's just unfortunate. I don't know, and I have to imagine. I'm curious as to how Snyder himself feels about those sorts of things. I just remember this is the man who told Ezra to run like that. The only time that running looks cool is in that final scene of Snyder Cut. That moment looks dope. The helmet runs. Chill. Yeah, Snyder should just stick to being a cinematographer. It's against his program to speak Sith. I like it, Grace. And I say enjoy that Shadows of the Sith book because I know it opens up with Luke talking to Anakin, and they're on. Luke is seeing about Exegol, but he needs to find the path to Exegol. So like I said, it could be cool, So I'm not totally against it, but I hold my breath either. I ain't calling you a truther. But yeah, it is just kind of one of those things where it's just well, there's no one of them days, man. There's no one of them days, man. One gotta go. Star Wars, you. Wait, one has to go. Me. Wait, Star Wars or me collecting sneakers in my collection? Oh, so you're saying either my Star Wars collection has to go or my sneakers have to go? Is that what you're asking me? I'm gonna wait to see your response pop through. Because that's a hard question to ask. I don't know, because I'm trying to feel on top of my head which one I would choose. My link Them blowing up. Gotta check that. Let's see. Did you say anything? I'm not sure. Collecting sneakers and collection. Star Wars. Me collecting sneakers and my collection. I'm gonna assume that's what you said, Chris, and just give an answer for it. I'm gonna assume you don't mean my actual Star Wars collection. And you're talking about Star Wars as a whole. Can we delete the part of Star Wars? Please, part of Star Wars, keep half the sneakers? Danny's like, offer you a trade. He's like, how about this? Here's an offer for you. He receives half his collection and then keeps half his. Grace, no. No. Because what would I do with my clock? These are all my lefts. What am I supposed to do with that? These are all my lefts. I gotta get a carpet, a rug for this room, so that when I start filming some more videos down here again, it's not echoey as all get out. Yeah, I want to sacrifice many of Adam's things to accomplish this. Oh, okay, Grace, I get it. I was being stupid. You can own a gym. You can own a gym sneaker, boots, dress shoes, etc., but nothing in excess for shoes. Honestly, oh. Can I have a gym sneaker and like a basketball sneaker? Can they be separate? See, I knew Dan was gonna say no backpedaling shoes. If I can have a gym sneaker and a workout shoe, like for lifting and stuff, like for running, and then like a basketball sneaker, then I would say I would give up all the rest of the shoes except for that. I keep a pair of dress shoes, a pair of boots, a pair of gym shoes, and a pair of basketball shoes. I would do that and keep the rest of my Star Wars stuff. Is there a cat up there? I'm hearing stuff. I'm in danger. You gotta get rid of Star Wars collection and not consume any more content, or keep only the essentials for shoes. Yeah, keep only the essentials for shoes. There's too much Star Wars stuff. You know, and actually, because I think it's funny, because I don't think anyone's going to watch 2 hours into this live stream. But I will show this to you guys right now. And it's because at some point, I am going to do an actual video for this. But, one, I got my little workout bench right here. You know, it's covered up with this very nice blanket that Grace made for me. But I have this here. But all this is Star Wars stuff, right? Like, this is all Star Wars like items. Like the collection is all up there and that stuff. And then there's even stuff over here too. You know, the big Millennium Falcon. Like there's tons of Star Wars stuff that I have, and the concept of getting rid of all that. Man, it'd be easy to get rid of them shoes, big fella, because there's just so much. And all this stuff back here, too, it's like, I have to go through and, like, really find my pricing for a lot of stuff, because, like, all in here I have, you know, these vintage collection figures. This is the Razor Crest. Somewhere back here is Jabba's sail barge. You know, hey, look, there's a little Karama. You know, so there's all that stuff. I'm not helping you move ever. Well, you know what? No one was asking you to help me move. So there's that. But let's see here. What is one piece of Star Wars media you are the most sentimental over? Star Wars media. If I think about my Star Wars collection itself, that one might be hard. But Star Wars media, I have maybe some ideas. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, but I'll come back, and I'll come back with an answer. So just give me a moment, man. Just give me a moment, man. Shit. Okay, I tried thinking about it while I was in there. I don't know if I have an answer still. Let me look and see if I missed anything. Uh, Random Life of the Nancy got me reading the Harry Potter books out. Really? Huh. Are you enjoying them? Danny, how dare you? Wait, take us with you. Danny, Nancy is the go. Yo's theme in the episode Clone Wars, the youngest get their kyber crystals. Oh, that's a good choice, Grace. Yoda's theme actually was one of the things that I had in my mind because I could say something that if I said it, Danny might get pissed at me for saying it. But I don't know if I'll do that. So I watched Empire Strikes Back recently with my friend Mariah, and she's never seen Star Wars before. She gave me tons of shit for liking Star Wars for like a very long time, but she finally gave it a shot. She somehow likes every single Disney Plus show. Don't ask me why, guys, but anyway, she likes all of them. I mean all of them. Kenobi, Book of Boba Fett, like all of them. Okay, so now we've set that and gotten out of the way. All of them. She didn't want to watch any of the movies because like those are old movies. They look old. Da, da, da. I'm like, but anyway, I made her watch A New Hope, actually, because we were over hanging out and she was talking to me about it, and we were in the living room just talking. She was talking all this crap, so I just grabbed the TV remote with the Disney Plus. And I looked at her, and she's like, "You serious?" I'm like, "Press." I said, "Just gonna watch it, huh? Just watch a little bit." And we didn't watch the whole thing. She liked it enough. She really liked Empire a lot. Okay, and it's because Empire has the different type of sauce. That's what I would say. But when I was watching the scenes with Luke and Yoda, I think Yoda's theme partially is a part of it, but it just always Yoda just makes me think about my grandmother. Anytime I see Yoda's face, it makes me think of my grandmother's face too, which is like I think just the age and the wisdom that she had. And so when I hear that, and I hear the music, and I hear the lessons that Yoda teaches and imparts on the Luke and on Dagobah, it really reminds me of my grandmother. And you know, that is probably like the one piece of Star Wars like media that like I'm very sentimental about. But if you're talking about my collection, though, if we're talking about my collection, Chris. So, I can think back to when I got my first Force Effects lightsaber. Sydney had gotten it for me. Chris, you might remember this, for my birthday, and we were at Target, and she knew I really wanted it, and I think she bought me Luke's blue lightsaber. And so when she bought me that, it just really meant a lot to me because I was like, I never had a Force Effects Elite lightsaber for that. I think maybe I had just bought myself the Kylo Ren one, but like I had never I never had anyone give me one. Even like my dad spoiled me a lot. Well, my mom and dad spoiled me, and my grandmother spoiled me a lot. But like I never had a Force Effects Elite or Force Effects lightsaber, so getting that one like meant a lot to me. I had this R2D2 from Episode 2 era that when he rolls around, he can answer his voice commands and stuff. And I still have that R2. I can show it because I know exactly where it's at. It's easy to grab, but I mean it's yellowed from the years of being like in sunlight and stuff. But like that's something that I have that I really really love, and that's very sentimental to me. I really like my Luke's green lightsaber hilt from Galaxy's Edge. Grace picked it up for me actually while she was at Disney, and that was really cool for me too. That was my first Galaxy's Edge lightsaber, and it was the only one I ever really was like, I need to have this. I need to have this. And so she picked it up for me while she was there, and you know I paid her back for it. But it was great. Like that was awesome. It's like I Like those are a couple things I think of on top of my head. Grace Hasbro R2. Yeah, it's like he's about like this big. Like I could go grab him and show him if Danny and Chris want to see it too. I'll go grab him. But otherwise, Grace, I'll just send you a snap of it at some point. Um, my final answer though would be this 12-inch scale C3PO R2D2 because I used to take them with me everywhere. So on trips, I would take both that R2 and that 3PO with me to get where I would go see family. And I think the 3PO I took was the one that you could take them all apart from Empire where he got blown up. So I had that 3PO, so I took this with me everywhere. So there's some photos you can find. I don't know if I have any of them down here right now. I should clean up my desk a little bit. I don't know if I have any of them down here currently, but I have these photos of me holding both that R2 and that 3PO. And I think that would be like my final answer, because those are very much like a part of like my, they're just part of my childhood to a huge extent. So let me go back and catch up on some stuff now, though. So Danny, you talking about Harry Potter books. I just started, to be honest. Started when she found out I got a Hogwarts Legacy and was sorting a Hufflepuff. She got me a Hufflepuff hoodie and started teaching me the lore. Oh, that's cute. I wish I experienced watching them for the first time again. I give my left arm. Is that for Star Wars or is that for Harry Potter? I'm assuming you mean Star Wars, Grace. And it's like, and is it because of C3PO? You may not recognize me because of the red arm. Is that why you said left? That's a beautiful response. Thanks, Chris. Wait, Dan, you were really into Harry Potter like that? She's Slytherin, apparently. Nah, not to put a game, really. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Shout to Nancy. Go ahead and show us. Yes, Star Wars. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me go grab this R2. Okay, so I brought two things. One, because I think it's worth bringing this for comparison, size-wise. But this is the R2D2 I'm talking about. So you can see how yellow he has become over the years, and he's missing one of his little pieces right there. But if I turn him on, I think it should still work. Hey R2. Do you remember Darth Vader? Hey R2. Do you remember the Emperor? The Emperor? No, he's fucking up now. He got mad for curse. I didn't even curse. Let me do the reset real quick. Hey R2. Do you remember Luke Skywalker? And if I took him off the pause thing, he would dance around. Here, yeah, I know. Hey R2. Dance mode. Dance mode. Let's see if he does it. Hey R2. Do you remember? Yeah, see. He's so old now that like it's hard to get him to do the stuff that he's supposed to do. Let me see if I reset him again, or if I shut him back off and turn him back on. Whoa, I still do adore R2. Yeah, you can't not love R2. It's R2. Let's see here. R2. I'll say, Maya just lost the last bit of his battery. Be nice he has a, oh, wait. R2. Oh, there he goes. Alright, that could be nice he has a bad memory, he's old. Hey R2. Hey R2. Do you remember? No, he doesn't. Let's see. Hey R2. Do you remember Luke Skywalker? Hey R2. Do you remember Han Solo? Hey R2.
Do you remember? Princess Leia?
This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Hey R2. Uh-oh. Hey R2. Dance mode. Oh, yeah. I think his batteries are low. But you can kind of see some of the stuff, like he'll move around and stuff like that. He doesn't work with Star Wars Connect, but he does do other things. I got this R2 back when I was like in kindergarten or first grade. Hey R2, dance mode, dance mode. Hey R2, dance mode. Oh, he doesn't want to do it. Hey R2. And that's the thing, it's so repetitive, but like it listens to like different command cues. He looks like my old keyboard from Nice All Yellow. I don't remember how much he was. Honestly, this is something my dad got me for when I was much younger. But what's funny is that like, okay, that's the droids from Galaxy's Edge. So you can see the size comparison between the two, which is interesting. Hey R2. Hey R2. See, his motors are bad. He's got, look, Uncle Owen's R2 is a bad motivator, look. But there's these gears, you know, down here that help him roll around. He even can go and hold, like, let's see here. Yeah, see, he's not moving around like he used to. A poor buddy. Is there anything in here? I don't know. I'm gonna try to shut him off one more time and see. See if I reset him one time for the one time. If he'll make the change. But let me look at something. R2D2 interactive. Astromech. Droid instructions. Because I want to see if I can get it to do the dance mode thing. Wow, Hasbro actually keeps a PDF up with the operations manual. That's kind of cool. Here's the command info. If you have them go to game mode, dance program. So, hey R2, hold my beer. The R2 is huge, just like Drake. Chris, I never saw it, so I'm not upset about that. I don't think I need to relive it. Or I don't think I need to live it for the first time. Hey R2, let's see if he resets himself here. I'll try one more time. Hey R2, game mode, dance program. He did it. That's awesome. I think I was just saying it wrong, but he moved around. He also will play like hide and seek too. Like he'll play like, or let's see if he still does light tag. Hey R2. Oh, he's stuck on something now. I thought you were on his Patreon list. Weird. Relax, Grace. Chill. Hey R2. And I think that's like there's like the motion sensor that's built in his dome. Hey R2. I showed you guys the thing that was cool I wanted you to see. He's got other modes and stuff though too. You can set him up. So this R2 came out back during Attack of the Clones. And one of the cool things about it was that because in that there's a scene, in Attack of the Clones where R2 is trying to guard Padme, right? He does a little, his dome head moves, and he's keeping an eye out for anything. Well, so there was a mode that you could do with this R2 where he would basically be playing like a guard dog type of thing. So if you did that, you could set him at a room, and if anybody walked in or walked past him, the motion sensor would detect. And so he would detect that someone was there, and
and that would be that, you know, because you could say like you could have him play like, you know, if he plays message, he'll play like the Leia thing. You could do like what I did, where you ask about Leia, he'll say it. Go on patrol, which is where then he'll patrol the room, and when he finds someone, he'll beep that he found someone. You can tell him the reset system. There's a whole bunch of different stuff you can have him do. There is a command list that I did find. I just don't know. I just closed it, but oh, here it is. It's companion mode. You have characters, which is Luke, Anakin, C-3PO, Vader, Leia, Obi-Wan, Han, Padme, Chewbacca, Jabba the Hutt. And so that I think one of them he does. He'll do a little dance that's doing the he'll do the Imperial March if you say like Vader and Jabba the Hutt, and that will then trigger that response. But so yeah, it's really kind of cool. It is definitely like an older thing. R2, you still tweaking over there? R2, yeah. Yeah, his R2 needs some work. But yeah, I've had that R2 since 2003. Sounds about right. Because wasn't it 2003 that Attack of Clones came out? And then, yeah, I think that's what it was. And you can find these things now for like, usually you can find them for, I think, somewhere like, yeah, like there's one on eBay right now that's like $69, but he's missing a handful of pieces. So that's actually it's not worth it. But like most times I see him go for like $100 or $90. Sometimes you can find people that have them brand new in the box, and they'll be selling it for you know, a cheaper price, but it just depends. Yeah, but I love him. He's cool. It's my little buddy. He's my little pal. And then upstairs I have the controller for I forgot what I named my R2 unit. But these R2s are the ones from Galaxy's Edge, and they're super cool because you can customize them and stuff, and I do enjoy that. And I have pieces to change out, like I can have them go around serving drinks. You know, they do sell a like one that looks just like R2, but I didn't want to get just an R2 looking one because I was like, I have R2. I don't need another R2 right now. I need a little bit different, even if it's only different in color. They now make like a chopper though too, so the chopper is kind of cool that they make. They do that. They make BB-8s, I think too, so they're kind of cool. But yeah, if you pop this little thing open, you can put your different personality chips inside them. Here, so there are places so you can have them whole. I have, like I said, I have like the whole like little drink holder stuff. I also have these pieces, so you can kind of pop those out. This door opens up too, yeah, because you can have them do all sorts of things. I heard the chopper one is only for adults because he'd be swearing. No, wop wop. No. I love Chopper, dude. Chopper's like, I literally just put in an order for a Chopper and Sabine 2-pack that will go with my Ghost Starship. Do you have the BB-8 that's remote control? The little like Spiro one, I do, and actually here, just because it's gonna be easier for me to do this and show you guys. Because in the meantime, I think this would be worth the while. I have Chopper was cool, yeah. Chopper's that guy. When it comes to these droids, I do have a BB-8 that is kind of cool. That is up here as well too. Put this up against the Blu-ray player for a second. I put these back down. basically, here is a BB-8. And this BB-8 is remote controlled, and it's about the same size as R2 over there. But I don't have him charged up. I don't have his remote close by. At least I don't think I do. At one point I did. Don't know where I put it actually for now. But yeah, I was talking about this earlier too during stream, but just while I'm up here, I have all these sabers propped up here. Luke's goes right there. I have Ahsoka's Clone Wars ones, but I don't have those down here. This is the Galaxy's Edge Luke saber. So I do have that sitting there for now, but yeah, it's like I have that, and then the Spiro BB-8, I have two of those. I have the very first one, and I think my buddy got me one from Costco back during the release of Last Jedi. But, you know, it was one of those things that, like, I had it for a while. It was fun and cool to play with. And then at some point, you just were kind of like, well, it's the thing, you know. It's kind of what it is. That's how you're finally explain them. Yeah, no, thank you. I got around to finally doing that, and at some point I might do. You can die in peace now. At some point I might display them in a different way. I have some plans for some rearrangement of some things in the house within the next couple months. That if I do it, it will be a little different, and I think I will end up liking to some degree, you know. But well, I mean, I didn't expect you to play with him every day. Yeah, no. Yeah, well, but that's like the Spiro one though was cool because the Spiro one, like honestly, if I didn't work from home and I worked at the office or something, I would have taken that BB-8 to. I would have taken that. You just reminded me of something. I would have taken that BB-8 to work and would have charged them every day. And I wonder if you can still even get that app on your phone, because that's the other thing too. They have these apps and it's like BB-8. Oh, they do have Spiro Play, so maybe you can still. That's probably the app you have to use now. And somewhere is he down here? He used to be down here on one of these shelves. I have Dio from Rise of Skywalker, and I barely ever used him, but he was kind of cool, you know. But I also felt like they had this mandate to make a new droid every movie. I was like, cool, that's something. Let me see here too. Someone just had said something that made me think of something too. Let me see. It was, I've been wanting to get a custom one of the saber I made Cal. Cal is my fave, but that would cost more than I can part with. I feel you on that. I have from the from the Jedi Survivor set. I have Cal's lightsaber, and I don't have that on display there because it's just large, so I have no place really to put it. It's like it would be cool to be able to. I think it'd be cool if you could go to Galaxy's Edge and you can get Cal's lightsaber, and you can get it to where if you get the one from Galaxy's Edge, it's actually color changing, and so it will change into whatever color you want it to be, which is cool. But the one I have doesn't do that, and so that's kind of like the weird thing. I have a High Republic lightsaber, motion detected at garage, but that's not cool. That's kind of weird. Who out there at the garage right now? I'm hearing stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's a car it's leaving or so. Maybe it's a family member that's just leaving from next door. We'll see if it pulls up fast enough. But I have a High Republic lightsaber. I got that limited edition one from. I don't know what's going on out there. What's going on out there? Um, I have the one from Galaxy's Edge from the shop Disney Store, the limited edition one. Haven't opened it up yet because I'm tempted not to, but it's cool looking, and I think if I can finally get myself off my behind and start making some actual edits and cuts and so on and so forth, I would do that. And yeah, so. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Cause I got so much content, things I want to, do and get out, but it just takes time. And the other thing that doesn't help too, I'm gonna plug this in right now because it's almost midnight here. So, and I know Chris, it's almost 1 o'clock your time. But I'm gonna plug this in just to see if it still powers up and spins up. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's one of these little drives. Red Komodo. Yeah. So this footage, the file sizes are just huge. So it's just really really hard to say the least to like go through and try to get everything in one place to be able to edit this stuff. Because I have to do the cuts first and then take it into After Effects and then edit just a couple individual clips. If I didn't have as much like RAM as I have, it'd be crazy. Because like I don't know. I have 128 gigs of RAM and I have a 470 and it's still the processing power is I need a stronger processor probably. Or it is almost one, which means I gotta bow out for the night. Great stream, bro. You gotta get back into making more content. If you can do it, so can you. A finished product there, and you're right, bro. I do agree with you. And honestly, too, I'm gonna be inspired by you trying to force me to do it. So I do appreciate that. My big con up too, like I said, is like some of this stuff will just take forever for me just to get files pulled up, cause like I don't even know where that drive is linked. Oh, I know where that is actually. It's right. Oh, okay. Yeah, some of the stuff is just like right now I'm out of drive space too. I need to go order another hard drive, and part of the reason for that is because like I just don't. I'm out. Like I said, I'm just out of space. I need to go get a like. I filled somehow in the last year. I filled up a 20 terabyte hard drive. So if that tells you anything, it hopefully tells you something. But yeah, there's just so much stuff. Like it truly takes forever. If it truly takes forever to get started. Now, no, that's true. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, I need to take that the gym approach to it. Like this stuff right now. I'll see if it pops around and shows you. This actually being in here now is like good and useful, but this is from. Oh, that's actually is from like the Red camera, so that's fine. But then like I have all these. The way the Red file structure is so weird too, so that's like throwing me for a loop. Having to figure that out. This is a preview for some stuff. This is with the review for those Luke lightsabers, So this is some cool preview stuff here. John and I were messing around with just seeing how some cool stuff would look film. And none of this is color graded yet either, so I have to go through and actually color grade this stuff and do different things with it to be able to make it actually worthwhile. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to go through all these bins. It's weird because like all these clips are the exact same, so I don't know why it imports them the way it does. But it's one of those things where it's just like, and I can't remember if this is all filmed high speed or not. But like, yeah, Lucasfilm leaks. Yeah, but I get my insider badge right now. Yeah, this right here for the next Spike Lee joint. But it's a Star Wars film, big fella. but yeah, I just was trying to get some different stuff to use for like this review, and I'm laughing because literally it is just me having fun, spend this like using all the karate stuff that I used to know super well, and doing different things. But it's fun, here and there. It's fun to do some of this stuff and get to explore and have some fun with it. Danny, hey man, thanks for coming through, bro. It's great to hear from you again as well. I'm glad you stopped by, bro. Hopefully, if I do this again sometime, I'll see. Is that a Logitech Brio I see? Yeah, it is. That is my webcam I got here. My setup. I'll kind of show you. I'll back up again to show you. It's kind of messy, but my desk setup is. This is the Rode podcast mic. That's the Logitech Brio. These are two monitors. That's a hard drive. That's 4 terabytes. That's 4 terabytes. That's 4 terabytes. That's 2 terabytes. That's 2 terabytes. You go over here to my sound interface. This is the Streamer X thing. This is phone for work. This is 20 terabytes. Wait. Yeah. This is 20 terabytes. This is 8. 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 This is 4. This is 4. This is 1. And then, yeah, that's actually all the drives that I have back here. All of them are full. Yeah, all but all of them are full. Like it's not good. If I go and just pull up this PC, you'll see, except for one of them for work, and one of them's like an SD card. It's plugged in right now. My local disk is close. I mean, it's fuller than I like it to be, but it's kind of chilling. Mass storage, bad. Like all this stuff. I mean, yeah. You see that? Look at all that red. You see, that's a whole lot of red, dog. And that's not prime at all in the slightest. Can I help you? Yeah. So it's just some stuff to look into, and I guess I need to buy another hard drive, because I need to back up some of this footage too. That's their problem. So yeah, Cat, big time facts. Cat is just chilling. But yeah, we got 5 people in here now. That's crazy. I'm always amazed at how many people slide through, like, the later I go at night. But yeah, I definitely will go through and get some of this stuff edited, bro. And yeah, hey, with you heading out, honestly, I'm glad. It was good talking with you. Thanks for coming and stopping through. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Hope the dinner you made was good, and we'll for sure get to chatting sometime soon. But I think this stream's almost been 3 hours, and honestly, I think I'm gonna end it. It's a nice little way to spend my evening. Good. It was good to kind of just talk with people and catch up and just get to looking at some stuff. But yeah, I definitely have some new things on the horizon. So I look forward to sharing them. As Palpatine said, we will watch your career with great interest, right? That's the hope. We gotta go somewhere with it. But yeah. Anyway, y'all have a great rest of your night. My cat's about to knock a bunch of stuff over. So yeah, but I'm gonna go edit for a little bit. I'll see you guys around. Peace. Thanks for stopping through. And just forgot how I can stop the stream from this tablet. Oh, there it is. There. I'll see you around.